Welcome to the OK Show, and we are live tonight on a Saturday. My name is Iceman.
Yo, you got Rod Rodriguez, Mouth of the South. Disclaimer: my internet connection is crappy. I think it's the case with I don't know if it's just us or the whole city, but it's raining outside, so it could have something to do with that. But my internet is crappy, so if I go like I'm not doing the robot dance, it's the internet. Blame it on the internet.
Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
But
All right.
but okay. It's no but though. It's true. My internet connection is crappy. All right. So if I go, it's either the internet is to be blamed or I'm having a stroke. So call 911. All right. I'm going. Okay. Anyway, nothing to joke about. Because we are in the 40s, and it's no joke. The heart is has to be a well-oiled machine. So, Iceman, less under stress.
Mm-hmm. I
Except
think
for our
everybody
topic
knows
tonight,
that. I think everybody
is
doesn't
all
want to have stress, but I think stress just comes naturally to people. You know what I'm saying? I think
I know. I
everybody knows
agree.
that we don't need
I
stress in
agree.
our lives. I think everybody knows that. Who wants stress in
Good
their
point.
lives? Nobody
That's
wants
true.
it.
That's true.
But for
That's
some
true.
reason, it creeps into your head. That's just
LJ
what it
wants
does.
it. LJ wants
LJ,
it.
I think so. She
You're a phone
wanted
call
it, right?
away.
Oh
Paulo
man,
Paulo
right,
Tapia is a phone call away. Why is she not
right.
calling these guys? Right?
Again, my
You
my
know.
real name is Alritz Paulo Lucero. That's my middle name. Just I just again, just laying it out there for people to know that my
Sinabi mo
middle
eh.
name is Paulo.
Sinabi mo eh. All right. So what day is it? It's Saturday, right? Oh my god.
It is Saturday.
It doesn't feel like Saturday. I went to the mall today and
But it felt like a
it's not
Monday at the mall.
it just didn't I wasn't with the family. I didn't really buy anything
Right.
substantial.
Wow.
It wasn't even not even like there's no
That's
excitement in like
that's one of the
shopping,
most
whatever.
random things I heard Rod say. Like, oh, all right. I went to the mall. It feels like, does it feel like Saturday? Was it the mall? Wait, it felt like Monday? What?
It it,
What
it,
did it
it,
feel
it,
like?
it
Like,
did not feel like a Saturday. It was not a Saturday because I don't know when the last time was you were at a mall here, but if it's like a Saturday or there's like a Kadayawan sale or something, I mean, you can tell because like obviously my mall of choice is SM Lanang Premier because that's the one nearest to my house. I go to a breeze up from time to time, but they have this counter thing that tells you how many parking slots are available, and if it's usually
right.
like if it's like Kadayawan or something, it turns red and it says like maybe 5 or 4 or there's like 2 or 0.
And you were
Like and you can
surprised to
tell.
see all green. Was it like
Yeah, it's like
really
four.
green?
It
Was
is
it
like there's
green
like
friendly?
400 parking slots available. Like it tells you like there's a meter outside, so it's like
400
400
plus.
an indicator 400 plus. I'm like on a Saturday. I mean,
Wow.
like why would you even think it's a Saturday? If it's like 400 plus. I mean, they have to close off some of the parking
You can
spots because
parallel park.
it's not being used.
You can parallel
Yeah,
park like this.
if you're an a hole, yeah, you can. If you want your car slashed
Take three
or
spots.
having
Take three
scratched
spots.
up or something,
Right there.
you
Boom. Three
could, but
spots. And that's mine.
just didn't feel like it, man. And not that I miss it. I mean, like I remember like going to malls and like having like taking so long just to find a parking spot or dropping off my family and like, okay, I'll just see you at the restaurant if you can find a table and then let me find a parking spot and I end up parking like at Park Inn and I'll pretend like I'm I have a room at Park Inn or something and then I cross the street and go to SM. But but I don't miss it at all. I mean, that kind of like that craziness and the freaking congestion of cars that comes with a regular day. But of course you don't want the pandemic happening for this to happen, like you're saying, okay, wala ang traffic but there's pandemic. I'd rather have the traffic and everything be normal. At the end of the day, that's really what I want. But either way, today we did open up with less on stress, but you can't help it. Even in the most rewarding things in life, we find a little thing that kind of we see it as a curse or something, or it's more of like rather than a blessing, it's a curse. And it happens even in the most, I guess, wonderful thing that can happen to us, a relationship. And that's why is that what we're talking about here, Ice? We didn't change the topic, right?
No,
It's still
because
about
I
like
talked
enough is
to
enough.
yeah, it's enough is enough. When is enough
Okay.
enough in a relationship? Because we're supposed
Okay.
to have Ninko come to today, but I don't think he can do Saturdays. So I
That's
moved
fine.
it
That's
to
fine.
Thursday because he's got
Okay,
some,
that's good.
like he's got things on Saturday. Anyway, so tonight we're
No
talking about
problem.
when is enough in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Woo, woo, I
Dun,
just
dun,
can't get enough.
dun,
Woo,
dun,
woo.
dun, dun,
Ten,
dun, dun,
ten,
dun,
ten, ten,
dun,
ten,
dun, dun,
ten,
dun,
ten.
dun, dun, dun. Okay, that's
Oh
probably the
man,
only Depeche Mode song that you know. Name
I
at
don't know what are
least
you
three
talking about.
Depeche Mode songs. Three. At least three.
People are
You're
people, and
okay, that's two.
all right.
One more. One more.
Depeche Mode, Dep Mode, Dep Mode.
You're a Friday Madness
Um,
guy. Come on. You live for
I
Friday
want
Madness. Come on, dude.
somebody to
Okay,
share.
three.
That's three. Beta. Boom. Boom.
I can name 10.
Well, yeah. Well, you asked me three.
I can name a whole album. I can name all the songs in the album Depeche Mode 101 live at Pasadena. Pasadena!
I might call your
Ding,
bluff, and you might come up short. Give me
ding,
10 songs now. Give me 10
ding.
songs.
I don't want to start any blasphemous rumors, but I
All right.
think that God's got
Okay.
a
All right.
sixth
That's one.
sense.
All right. Okay.
It's a
Song number two.
question of lust, a question of
Okay.
trust, a
Song number
question.
three.
I know it's raining, but
Okay.
I'm
Song number
not
four.
complaining. You're
Four.
filling me up. Ta-dang, 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 ta- all I've wanted, all I've needed is
Okay.
here
Number
in
five. Song number five.
in the policy of truth. Ta-da-dang, ta-da-ding-ding-ding.
Six.
Reach
Might as well
out
go
and
to
touch
six.
faith. Ding, 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 ding,
All right.
ding, ding.
Seven.
Um. Oh
See?
my God.
See?
No, 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 no. Don't say you want me. Don't say you need me.
Okay.
I know you can't
Three.
be.
Three.
Because it's
Three.
no good. Try walking in
Eight.
my shoes.
Okay.
You'll
Eight.
stumble in my
Okay. All
footsteps.
right. Nine.
Da-ding. Um. No,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, you wear guilt. Ding, 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 like
Right,
a
so that-
halo
okay.
in Rebus.
So that's nine. That's nine.
Okay.
Okay. 10.
Okay.
Then we're even. You
Ding, ding,
asked me
ding,
three.
ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not going down on my knees for you to adore me. Tin, tin, tin,
Okay.
tin, 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 tin,
All right. Okay. I'm convinced.
You want
All right,
more?
you got to stop singing.
You want more?
No. Vianica saying personal Jesus. Like
Reach out and touch
this
me.
is how she's saying it right now. Personal Jesus.
Yeah, that's actually not a song.
Right.
He's reacting to my singing. That was a reaction. That was not. Yeah,
Personal
I'm
Jesus. Oh my
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. Like, I had the opportunity to see you too. Like, I had the budget. I had a friend who was gonna score the tickets. Shout out to Glenn Pangilinan, by the way, former DJ of WT,
Glenn P.
now a
Glenn
business
P.
owner. Glenn P. Yeah, Glenn Pangilinan. These were and Franco Ludwig Lopez. These two guys were like my best friends in Capitan Tomas. We were like tight. We were like brothers. We were the trio, and so we wouldn't want to miss you too for the world, because like that's like, we're not that we were listening to U2 when we were in Capitan Tomas, but U2 was coming to the Philippines. We did not go to Singapore to see U2. A lot of my friends did. So my friend Glenn's like, okay, I'm gonna get the tickets. You fly over here. You stay overnight. We'll go watch
We're talking about Dep
U2
Mode.
together. No, but I'm just saying. Like, I'm gonna lead to that.
Right.
So it's like,
okay, all right.
okay, all right. It's like, okay, but this was at the time when my wife was pregnant with Rye, and we were having like earthquakes almost every day. So I was like, it was a valid excuse, and I had bookings, like I had events lined up. So I'm like, man, I'm sorry, I have to pass up. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. We were gonna relive our Camp Alano adventure, where it was the three of us for like Boy Scouts or something, and now we're going to Manila and watch U2. But I can't. So they did it. They pushed through. So Glenn and Franco went. They got the tickets and they went to see U2. And they called me up, and then they said, "Dude, you're missing out." I think they video called me or something. I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I should be there." But the thing is, my wife was like, "Well, you should have gone. You should have gone. That's U2. You like U2." I'm like, you know what? But I don't like U2 as much as I like Depeche Mode. That's the thing. If it was Depeche Mode, I probably would have gone there by myself. I mean,
excuses.
I'm not kidding. Okay, I can't.
Excuses.
Name three
Dude,
U2 songs.
U2.
Name three U2
It's
songs.
U2.
Three U2 songs.
Higher in the
Your
sun.
turn.
Shoot me
Okay.
from a gun.
Number one. That's one. Two. One more. Two more. Come on, come on. I sang for you. Sing
Um,
for me. It's like always a good way
okay,
to sing
okay.
first, you know? Wait, shout out to Carol, by the way,
Right, right, right,
joining us
right.
from UK, I think. Go ahead. You
Yes,
too.
yes,
Come
yes,
on.
yes.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's one song, right?
Yeah,
Okay, no
yeah, yeah.
cheating. You're Googling. You
No,
are
no,
Googling.
no, no. I
You
know, I
are
know, I
typing
know.
on it.
I want the
You
lyric. I
are
want to
typing
sing.
on it.
I want
I
to
saw
sing.
you are
I
like,
want to sing. I know. I want to sing. I want to sing. I know. Stuck in a
okay,
moment.
go ahead.
I
Go
forgot.
ahead.
I
Go
forgot
ahead.
the lyric.
Okay, I love that song. I love that song. Okay, go.
You've
You
got to.
got
Okay, okay.
to
Now it's coming back.
get yourself
You've
to.
got to get yourself together. You got stuck in the moment and can't get out of it.
Why are you saying
All
it
right.
like there's supposed to be a dance move that comes with it? You don't dance when you sing
All
YouTube,
right. So
man.
I got stuck in a moment. I got
With or
elevation.
without you. With or without. You don't.
Discotheque.
Oh, that one you can dance to. Dang, 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 dang,
All right.
dang, dang, dang. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Da-da, 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 I can't do
You
that.
want to take it to the next
Oh,
level? What? You want to take it to the next level?
oh, is you. All right.
Okay, forget it. All right, anyways. So enough singing. It's time to do the show.
It's a beautiful day. S.C.V. Annika. Yeah. I love the movie
Dang.
too. I love the movie. What is the
Yeah.
movie?
You too,
Bandit.
you know.
Bandits. I love
Yeah,
that
but
movie.
here's the thing. Here's the thing with me, all right? I'm a fan until the act starts to get famous. Like until people who I see like you have no right to be a
Dude,
fan.
still, excuses.
I'm like, you have
You
no
could have
right to
gone
be a fan,
Manila,
and you
watch
become a fan.
YouTube, then
I'm
come
outta
back
here.
and brag about it. You know, like
It's like
just
it's like
tell it to my
dude, it's
face.
like the
Have you
Lakers.
seen YouTube perform, dude? No,
No,
you
no, no.
have
I think
not.
it's like
F
the Lakers,
you.
you know, like
Right.
it's like the
Right.
Lakers, like you know, like maybe
What are you talking about?
I was
Lakers has
never.
been they've been they've been popular ever since.
I know that's what I'm
What do you mean?
saying. It's like okay, you're
So
right.
that's why
Okay,
you don't like
maybe
the
the
Lakers?
Lakers. The Lakers not good. Lakers not good. Like what's a good example? Like Imagine Dragons, the band Imagine Dragons. You know, like Imagine
Right.
Dragons. You know, once my kids start saying it and his friends start singing their songs, I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. All right, like it's just too famous for comfort. You kind of want that exclusivity. Like you want that guy to just be like, there's only like 5 of you in the forums or something that talk about this
All
group,
right.
and everyone
Then
else is
that
talking
band wouldn't
about.
be happy that they have you as a fan.
I
'Cause
know.
that
You're
means
right.
they-
You're right.
right?
You're
Because
right. You're right.
you
You're
don't
right.
want them to succeed and be
To
popular
succeed.
and
That's
be
right.
known.
That's right. It's like okay.
Right?
Okay, it's like you eat at a restaurant, right? And the food is like
Right.
amazing. Like, oh.
Right.
And then you know for a fact that if you spread the word or if you contribute to the popularity of the establishment, then all these like Jologs people will show up. It's like a bar. Like we ruined a lot of bars in Davao. I mean, because we made it so popular that all these like Jologs, funky looking people came in and kind of it's not even
Yeah,
popular.
because you're
It's like
elitist. Because that's what you are. You're
polluted the place.
elitist.
No, it's not. It's like you want.
No.
It's like no. It's not, dude.
Yeah,
It's
what do you
not.
call that?
It's not
What do you call that?
exclusivity. That's different.
Yeah.
Elitist
Yeah,
is like you're
elite
really going
people,
after. No, it's not. It's
Right.
exclusivity, dude.
Elites want to be exclusive.
dude,
They don't want
dude,
other
I can
people
be-
to join them.
dude. Okay, so you mean to tell me if I find a place in Boulevard and it's a Tong Its hangout and I like the Tong Its hangout, I don't want other people to go there to the Tong Its hangout. I'm an elitist because I like Tong Its and I don't want people to come
Okay.
in there.
You're
Come on.
You're okay.
Exclusivity is different from
Kung
elitist.
itsiterong elitist.
Elitism. A what?
Tong itsiterong elitist. Because you don't want other tong its boys
Yeah.
to come there and join you.
Yeah, I mean,
If it's
yeah,
a nice
I'm
tong
like,
its place, why wouldn't you spread the word and
no,
everybody come?
look, if I
and
genuinely
everybody,
like it,
can have fun.
regardless of if I genuinely like it, regardless, that's fine. If I genuinely like it, but you know what? Usually, what happens, like let's say I was talking about the restaurant, right? So if it's a restaurant, what happens? Boom! All of a sudden, everybody starts eating there. Their service turns to crap. The food turns to crap. The serving becomes small, and the prices go crazy. And all of a sudden, they have 50 franchises, and they're no longer they forget who they were. You know, it's like, and for me, it's like when you watch
it's either
Right.
that or you eat
Or
at
they
that
improve.
restaurant for the next few months and they close down.
And they close.
Either way, you're not going to enjoy it anyway.
No,
You're not going to enjoy it anymore.
No, they will not
It's the
close
same
down
thing.
because they will not close down because it's impossible that I could be the only person who enjoys that food or that quality service or that establishment. There will be other people, but these people will be the regulars. These are not the walk-ins. These are the regulars, and they will always be there to support it. And I think it's the same thing with like, okay, let's put it this way.
What, are
Like,
you going to eat there every day? They
If
need
I could, I
customers
would.
every day.
If I could, I would. Let me just do, to make it alive. But I know what you're saying. But it's like, I know what you're saying. But it's like, yeah, I'm not. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, even if you like stop eating there, it's not like okay,
All right,
wow, we're gonna suffer. Rod's
people.
not eating here.
Okay,
But
people. You know what? This is
you
not the
get
radio
me.
anymore. This is not the radio anymore. Where like we just talk and people don't know your face, so people would know your face. So here's the thing: if you see Rod somewhere, if he eats there, do not eat there. Do not.
Please,
Do not
for the love
ruin
of
it.
God, don't ruin it.
This is just like just a
Okay,
request. A
I'll tell
request.
you. I'll tell you an industry that was ruined by that, and
Okay.
I know I'm not gonna get any hate for this because I'm not gonna
All
drop any
right.
names,
All
and I
right.
know a lot of the OGs will agree with me on this, all right? And I'm
Mm-hmm,
not one to
mm-hmm.
speak because I'm not one. We're not.
All right.
We're
All right.
radio people, right? We're DJs, but we're not the DJs. All right, you get me? Now, all of a sudden, dude, everybody's a
I know.
everybody's an MC Rod, MC Iceman, DJ, whatever. And that industry was ruined, dude. Because I mean, I'm sure the purists, the old school guys, the guys who really love the craft, all of a sudden you have these like 12-year-olds who ask their parents to buy them this like, starter mixer thing, and all of a sudden like and now everyone has a DJ name. And I'm like, and I felt bad for that industry because it's like I said, it's like it was cool when there were just a few of them. But then again, now it's like, it's like all of a sudden it's it's like why would you go and watch this guy if your freaking little brother is one? You know what I'm saying? It's like
True.
my
True.
brother,
So
he's got a
never,
mixtape
never
too.
ask us for a DJ
I'm just
name
saying.
because
I'm
God
just
forbid it
yeah.
could come to us like, hey, Ice, can you help me with my DJ name? Yeah, DJ Moron. DJ
I don't even know
Idiot.
how to do it.
Right?
I'm
we're
having a
just gonna-
seizure.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
having a seizure.
just gonna ruin your day.
DJ seizure. DJ epileptic down. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying. It's like for me, I'm that kind of guy. It's like everything is cool because I'm that dork. I'm that guy in school who like hung out with guys wearing trench coats. I wasn't that guy who was playing football or in the basketball or whatever. I wasn't dating a cheerleader. I was that guy playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then all of a sudden you see these guys playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's like crap. We don't want these people. They're not purists. These people know Depeche Mode because they went to Acropolis. All right. These people don't know Depeche Mode because they grew up with an emo complex and they listen to, it's like Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay, here's the thing. I know what you
Smashing
mean.
Pumpkins was ruined because all these people were like, Smashing Pumpkins, we love you. And you look like a Justin Bieber fan. You don't look like a Smashing Pumpkins fan. Smashing
What's
Pumpkins
wrong with
fans
that? Is there something wrong with that? If you're a fan, you're not a hardcore fan, but you're a fan.
This is coming from a guy who loves the Backstreet Boys. So he doesn't see what I see. All right. Because he loves popular stuff. I love weird stuff. And when the weird stuff becomes cool, it's not cool anymore. That's my point. Right? If the weird stuff becomes cool, it's not cool anymore.
Why is it so like okay, for example, you're saying this, and I get this because I've heard a lot of people who, like I said this, like in my lifetime, I have met people and they would say things like this. And I just keep quiet and I just like, all right, cool. I mean, I don't see the point. No, I mean
elitist. You're
I'm not elitist. No. I was just kidding. I was messing around. All right.
I'm not saying it right. I'm saying it right.
No, it's not elitist or whatever.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is like, why are
Selfish.
people so? I mean, like, no, not selfish, but I know you're hardcore. Like, there's this guy that I met at one of my camps, and he's like, he's a music buff, right? So I mean, I like the Beatles. My dad.
Oh, I just saw yesterday. I saw yesterday.
Yeah, right. So it was.
Yeah, it showed here yesterday.
Yeah,
I just
right.
saw it.
So
good movie.
Anyway, so going back to the Beatles. So my dad, he worshipped the Beatles. He's got the albums and whatnot. So I grew up singing the Beatles because we have the multiplex tapes. So I know almost all the lyrics of most of the songs. Not all, but most of their songs I can sing. I can go to karaoke and I can just like sing that, easy peasy, no problem. I can, I've mastered a tune and whatnot. But here's the thing. I met this guy and he's like a big Beatle fan. And he was like talking about a lot of stuff about the Beatles, like the history, the meaning of the song. It's like, who gives a shit about the meaning of the song? I like the song. Do I need to know the meaning? Do I have to know the meaning? Do I have to know the history? Can I not just sing the song? Like, you're saying that. I just want to sing it. I don't want to know the history of it. I just want to sing it.
I'm not gonna hate you for it. I'm just gonna say you're a casual. You know, it's like that
Yeah,
person watching Harry. It's like that person watching Harry Potter but never read the books. You know, it's like
I
okay, we
never
have our
liked
own
Harry
little
Potter. I always fall
we have
asleep with Harry Potter.
we have our little world here. So kind of like stay there, you know, and talk about your limited knowledge about Harry Potter. I'm
Oh,
sure there are people who are like that. I'm not. I read some of the books, but I'm not like a Potterhead. All right, but what I'm saying is when you that's the thing about exclusivity. It's like if you like Justin Bieber, dude, you and like a billion other teenagers, right? But when you talk about like you like Sonic Youth, right? Like what is Sonic Youth? You see, you like it because there's a connection. It's like everybody loves Kobe, but if you like Gilbert Arenas, which was my man back then, I'm like, okay, I don't know anybody who like Gilbert Arenas. Nobody was
yeah,
doing the
because
free
he
throw
sucked.
3 times. What are you talking? Dude, he led the league. He led the league in scoring for like what two
Yeah,
seasons? A season? What are you
and
talking
how many
about?
seasons did he play in the NBA?
That's a thing. That's the thing. Yeah, he bought guns. He was okay. Here's the thing. I'm not comparing him to Kobe, and I wasn't saying that he's better than Kobe. Because I mean, if you're going to talk about that, then let's just talk about Jordan and end the story right now. I'm talking about the connection that you have. Like when you say Beatles,
What's
like
your connection?
of course,
Okay, what's your connection with Gilbert Arenas? You don't even like guns. You don't have a gun. He bought
dude.
guns for kind of like he was a
He played.
gangster.
He
Gangster.
was he brought the Wizards back to the playoffs. I'm a Wizards fan. I grew up in Virginia. Virginia is 15 minutes away from Washington D.C. Washington D.C. Wizards is the only team we have in basketball. We don't have a Virginia Wizards. It's a Washington with. So I have a legit
All right,
connection,
okay. All right,
I'm
okay. See,
loyal. I don't
I
like.
see
I'm
that
not like gonna
connection. I
go.
see that
You
connection. I
know,
know.
like
I see that
there's a guy. There's
connection because
connection.
you're from Virginia. You're from
Yeah, the gun
Washington.
incident killed Gilbert. I agree, Patrick. The gun
Yeah, I
incident
agree.
killed. Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly,
agree. That's
exactly.
true. That's true. But all right,
But
okay,
that's my
that's
connection.
basketball. Yeah, right. Okay, and I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
that
But I
because
mean,
you're rooting
okay,
for
okay.
a particular place for a particular team,
I'm trying. Okay,
and
hold on.
that's
Now I'm trying to find a connection with like other bands now, like Smashing Pumpkins and whatever, like Depeche Mode. But Depeche Mode, I have a connection with Depeche Mode too.
right because
I
it's
have a connection.
like that's just the question in my head. It's lingering in there, and it's like
Yeah,
why are some people
I'm
like
that
this?
kind
Like
of guy, man.
he
I
was
don't know. I
actually
can't.
well, yeah, but and this guy too, he was like talking to me about it, but I was like, well, who cares? I don't need to know the history of the beat. Like, okay, I know John, Paul, George, and Ringo, for the most part, how they met, and it was supposed to be, Pete Best, and then
That's right. They
he
lost the belt.
got like he got replaced by Ringo
Well,
Starr
do
and
you know
whatnot.
your
But
history? You know
yeah,
more than
well, yeah,
most.
just a
You
little,
know
yeah,
more than
yeah, but
most. What are you
but he
talking
was just like
about?
he was like per song, like the
Okay.
album and whatnot. Like you have to know the story of the album and blah blah. He was just like, and he told me
Yeah.
like, just go back to your basketball. I'm just like, all right, but in my head I was like, well,
But you're not
what
even a
makes
basketball
you?
historian.
Yeah, I know.
You're
But
not
it was
even a
like
basketball
I
historian.
do what I like to do. If
Yeah.
if it,
Yeah.
if it gives me
Now,
satisfaction and I have fun, then I don't really need to. You know what I'm saying?
just to
Like
settle the
I
score,
don't I don't get it. I just don't get
let's
it.
just
Like
train the
well
score. I'm not
okay.
saying I'm better than you. I'm not saying I'm a bigger, I'm just saying it's like, I'm just saying it's like you. It's like if you like this group, you don't really have to be like deep into this group. You just like the songs. You just like,
Right.
that's fine. I'm not like, you're a casual. That's what you are. There's nothing wrong with it. You're a casual. Like, I'm a casual fan of a lot of things. I mean, there are a lot of things that I only know minimal about, but I like certain things. I like, like I like John Mayer, but I'm not a hardcore John Mayer fan where like I dissect all the lyrics, but I have like most of his good songs. And I like John Mayer. I like his guitar playing, but I'm not like hardcore into his guitar playing either because I'm not that good. But I like John Mayer. So maybe I'm a casual to some hardcore John Mayer fans. So that's fine. I mean, I don't take offense at it. But what I'm saying here, my point is not like I don't like not your friend. I don't put down people who are not into my or I'm not saying we're the only ones allowed to do it. That's why I told you I'm the one that steps out. Like, I'm not saying don't come in this restaurant, don't eat. I love this. No, if it starts to be populated, then I step out. That's my choice. I'm not forbidding anybody from doing anything. I'm not saying you're worse than me or I'm better than you. I'm just saying I'm out of here because that's what I'm after. It's like when everybody was like afraid or rooting for Mike Tyson, I was for Evander Holyfield. I was just always that guy. Whenever the Bulls were in the playoffs or in the finals, I was always for the team that they were against. I was just that guy because I always felt like that's where the excitement comes in. There's nothing exciting about rooting for a team that you know you're going to win. What's the point? Like, there's no excitement in
So you're
knowing that this
rooting for
guy.
teams that are gonna lose? Is that
Yes,
what it
because
is?
they're the ones that need it. They're the ones that you think LeBron needs you to cheer for him. Honestly, really, who would you cheer
No, I'm
for?
not a
The guys who
LeBron fan, but
they
I would
don't need
surely
you to
cheer
cheer for
for
him.
You know,
it's the Miami Heat that needs to be cheered for because they're
Okay.
the ones that need it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna help.
Fair,
I'm not
to be fair to you though,
right?
I
Yeah,
wasn't a Jordan fan. I'm a Jordan fan now,
I
not
wasn't a Jordan
back
fan
then.
too. Yeah, same here. I wasn't a
When they
Jordan
were
fan.
playing against Indiana
Why were
Pacers,
you not a Jordan fan? What was your reason?
no, because I didn't like Michael Jordan. I mean, I was more of a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird fan. Then it was his era, but I couldn't get over it. I was just like, I'm still a Magic Johnson kind of guy.
All
And
right.
to me, Michael Jordan at that point, he was just like a ball hog. You know, he asks for the ball too
Like
much.
how Kobe came later on, right?
But
Like
no,
people
but
accuse Kobe.
when no Kobe, I like Kobe because after the Jordan era, it
No,
was
you
more
like
of
the
like
Lakers. You
yeah, I
like
like the
Shaq
Lakers.
too.
I like the
You
Lakers.
like
I like
Shaq too.
Shaq.
That's basically
But
it.
I'm
You
more
like
of a
those.
Shaq fan than a Kobe fan. But here's the thing:
Okay.
after Michael Jordan retired, it was more of like, okay, I appreciated how he played the game, and it was like, oh, he's really good. He's like, he's probably GOAT. So it was more that's when I appreciated Kobe because like I've
Okay.
already appreciated Michael Jordan. So when Kobe was coming up, it was like, all right, Kobe's good. I like Kobe. But then they had this feud. Kobe and Shaq were like having a
Yeah,
feud,
they
and they
did.
were,
They did.
having words said like back and forth. And eventually, Shaq just left the Lakers and went to the Miami Heat. So that's when I
Hmm.
started to dislike Kobe a little bit, and I was a Shaq fan, but I like Kobe, right? So, but then when they parted, I'm more of a Shaq fan. I followed Shaq wherever he went, and I just didn't look back. So when Kobe was like, winning again, and he made a couple of championship, I wasn't really excited about it. But when he was about to retire, that's when my love for Kobe, got revived, and I was like watching his games again and his
Hmm.
highlights, and as well as Jordan's highlights and whatnot. But here's the
So
thing:
it changes.
it's more of,
It changes, right? It
yeah, but
changes, right?
so I understand that, but I don't I don't cheer for like. I mean, why would you cheer for a losing team? That's just like my
Yeah,
question.
I do.
I
I
mean,
do.
the
I cheer
Pacers.
for
Okay, the
losing teams.
Pacers. They were not. They were a better team actually. When the Bulls played against the Pacers were actually a better team.
Yeah, their lineup was strong. They had a
They
very
took
strong
the
lineup.
Bulls to Game 7. They were the only team to
Yeah,
take them to Game 7. And
they were a
Reggie
strong
Miller
team.
was great. Reggie Miller was great.
And Larry Bird was their coach, right, at the time. If I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yes, yes, yes,
Larry,
yes.
yeah. So I was rooting for the
Right.
Pacers because, you know, that's Larry Legend, man.
Have
I
you
mean, I have a
seen
connection with Larry Bird
The
too.
Last Dance when Reggie
Yes, I've
Miller
seen.
gave that little shove and
Yeah, yeah,
made that three, and
yeah,
the camera was on Larry Bird. Everybody went
yeah,
crazy, and Bird was just like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
He
Of
didn't
course.
move. He didn't move an
No,
inch.
no, he didn't. He didn't. He was.
Reggie
I
Miller
mean,
hit a winning shot, and he was just like this because there's like point something seconds left, and he knows
and,
that Michael Jordan's going to take it.
and I
But
think
then
that's
Michael
kind of
missed that.
like
But, you know what I'm saying?
that's kind of like what. It's a good thing I'm not a gambling man because, like I said, I always root. Maybe I should be a gambling man because if my team, if I root for the underdog, that means I'll win bigger amount. But it's less likely I will win. But like I said, I've always been that guy. I don't know. It's just in
So
my
that
system. It's
means
like,
now I know.
and I
So
always thought
that
you were an
means
underdog
okay.
guy
Hang
too.
on, hang on.
I thought you were an
So did
underdog guy
you?
because
Just a
you
question,
always.
Rod. Just a
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did you cheer for Ugas? Did you cheer for Ugas? Did you cheer for your Dennis Ugas? I want to know tonight.
Oogas, oogas,
Ugas.
oogas, oogas, oogas.
I knew it. I knew it, you little traitor. You little prick. That's why Manny lost. You betrayed the
Ugas,
country.
Ugas, Ugas. No, man, I didn't cheer for Ugas. What are you talking about? He's not even an underdog. He's a much bigger guy. What are you talking about? I have no connection to him. I always look at Manny as the underdog. I don't care what the odds say. He's always the underdog. He's a
Yeah,
freaking
because this is a
poor kid
smaller
from
guy. He's
Jensan.
always a smaller guy.
He's always the underdog. It's always, people are always going to be amazed if he wins. No one's going to say, okay, oh, we knew Manny was going to win. No,
Yeah,
everybody's amazed.
See, that's the thing. That's why he lost this time because people were like, "Oh, he's gonna win."
I know.
When you
That's
tell
right.
him he's gonna win, he's gonna lose.
Because he
like,
fought a replacement guy, right? Because he fought a
yeah, I
replacement
mean,
guy. So they're like, he's going to win.
he's always really good when people count him out. You know what I'm saying? Like with the Barrera thing, like with the
Yeah.
with the Barrera match. Yeah, everyone's like, "No, he's gonna lose." You're just like, "Oh, really? All right, okay." So I mean, like, "Oh, he's gonna win." It's like, oh,
Yeah,
man,
that's true.
come
That's true.
on.
All right.
It's better
Let's
that
go
they
back to the
ridicule
topic.
him or
Come on.
whatever. Yes.
All right. That's a good one. How many
When
minutes
it's
spent?
enough, enough.
Or
All right, the two of you, enough. Rod, Iceman,
I know.
balik tayo sa
I was
topic
just
mo.
gonna.
Walang
I
yan.
was just gonna. I was just gonna say that. It's like clickbaiters. When it's enough. Tapos you're talking about sports, or whatever the heck you're talking about. You know what? Hey, it's a free country, man. Sue us. You guys didn't have to pay for admission. I don't think we owe you that much. We do. Actually, kidding aside, we do. We love you guys. Thank you for the 4 people who are watching the show. These are 4 people. These are 4 people who have nothing else to do with their time. And we love you for it.
Solid
yan.
fans club.
Mga ka-okay show natin.
Mga ka-okay show.
That's 4. Does that include us? So that's
What?
only 2 people? Does the 4 include us or no? It's at least
No. Probably not. No.
Okay.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Is there a way to deactivate how many people are watching us? So people don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Can we manipulate that? Like, because I feel like if you put like 50,000 people are watching it right now, like regardless of how crappy your show is, people will watch it because they'll be like, "Oh crap, 50,000." Like
yeah. Can we rig this one? Can we? Can we?
I know.
Can we? Let's just rig this. Let's add 5 zeros.
No. Here's what you can do.
Zeros.
See that thing, that text that says when is enough in a relationship? Can you like change it into like 50,000 viewers? Like it's like viewing right now. Like, can we do that? Like just do,
hang on.
Come on, 50,000.
There might be a way to do that. Hang on.
Just type it. 50,000 watching, like 50,262, like some random number. And watching right now, like viewing right now, yeah, like type it there, and then post that there, so that like let's see if people will be like, okay, wow, 50,000 people are watching this freaking. Okay, maybe let's make it realistic. Maybe 50,000 not realistic. Maybe 4,702 or something, And then and let's see, people actually start to get curious, and they'd be, we actually lost a viewer, but let's see if people like, oh wow, there's like 4,000 people watching this. There must be cleavage involved. I bet Ivana Alawi's gonna show up. Well, did you type it? Did you put it? Okay, there you go. All right, yes.
You see it? What are you talking about? Can you see it?
Yes. We have
4,593 viewers and counting. That's how effective we are. That's how good we are right now. That's how popular we are. There's about 4,593 people and counting.
Real stats. Not
checking us out right now. This is the real thing.
Here you go, man. Hey, if they ain't buying it, let's sell it. Regardless, all right. So we're talking about T. Now we have 5 viewers.
Like, when
I told you
enough in a relationship. When is enough enough? Because sometimes, that's where we got sidetracked because I put that song in. I just can't get enough.
Yeah, I know. See, you do something in the show, it ends up becoming the whole show. You literally you cough. We'll talk about that. Like we'll find something to talk about coughing.
Are you
scratch your nose?
Do you
scratch?
Do you have TB? My TB ka ba, Brad?
Meron, Brad. HD Smart TV 4K. All right. Anyways, we're talking about when is enough. Okay, so guys, now it doesn't have to be a situation. Okay, this is not only applicable to people who have had breakups. All right, or even if you're single, you can probably kind of picture yourself in a relationship where ano kaya yung pwede mangyari sa relationship that you will actually say, okay, I'm done. Puno na ako. Puno na ang salok, whatever that means. All right, like
puno na ang salok.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay. What if? All right. So this present scandal right now with LJ Reyes, Paulo Contis, and Yen Santos.
Yeah.
Have you heard that Paulo and Yen they were spotted at Baguio?
Yeah. My wife showed me videos.
Right.
My wife
so here's the thing. What if Paulo Contis would go back to LJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to LJ and oh, that was a mistake. I made a mistake, man.
Ikaw talaga mahal ko.
Yeah. It was just 1 week stand thing. All right. It's 1 week stand thing or 3 month stand thing, whatever. Right. So you think you'd take him back? I mean,
if I was LJ,
isn't that enough? Yeah. I mean, would that be would that count as it's enough? That's enough. That's enough. That's
dude,
it.
I have a different mindset about these things. I have a different mindset about these things. It's like, what is it about that person that you adore so much, or what is it that what is it that you're after? What is it that kind of tickles your fancy? What is it about that person? Like, what is it about Paulo that made LJ fall for him? Um, is it because he's the only girl for him? Is it because he's funny? Is it because okay? So you have to kind of assess that because I mean, Paulo has like kids with Lee and Paz. Paulo's had, I'm sure, countless relationships with other women. You know, he's had a very colorful past. He's a celebrity. He's an actor. So obviously, LJ can't claim exclusivity to Paulo. Like she's obviously not the only woman in his life, and certainly, Paulo's not the only man in LJ's life because she also has a kid with Paulo Avellino, and she probably had relationships beforehand. So it's probably not the exclusivity per se, because I know of relationships where they're together based on exclusivity because they haven't had anyone else in their lives, so they just don't even want to like go there. But these are people who've been through, you know, several serious relationships, you know, with children to prove, you know. So I guess like when it comes to Paulo coming back, it's like I don't think she lost. I think she lost anything. I think whoever Paulo is still intact. It's just that maybe the fact that okay, he can leave me, or a woman can come along and kind of like take him away or whatever. Like that becomes a truth. You know, that's a proven fact now because it's happened. So if she can live with that fear, if she can live with that thought, and she can deal with that, then you know, I won't blame her if she took Paulo back. I don't think that's the last straw that broke the camel's back because, like I said, Paulo's been with other women before, and no, that's the thing. I don't know if we're still on, but the internet is really bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I'm just asking people if we're still
You know,
on or we got
no,
copyrighted, like copyright infringement. You know, like we struck out or something. I just want to find
no,
out
no.
because it's kind of weird.
The internet, the internet is so bad. Like I'm looking at we're so pixelated. So maybe people are like watching the show and they see the video and it's so bad, it's so
All
blurry,
right. Okay.
or maybe their internet is bad because yeah. See, Joe
All
Boy,
right.
we're
Okay.
still
So
on,
Joe
right?
Boy's in. So all right. Okay.
We're just
We're still,
blurry.
yeah. We're still on. We're still on. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So
somebody's
yeah.
able to. Okay, all right, okay. So we're still on. All right, because we were thinking because like we only have like two people now, whatever. So I think it's because the internet is bad. So yeah,
Yes, you're
we
still
kind
on,
of
but you suck. Somebody might
what?
type that. Yes, you're still on, folks, but you suck, both of you.
It's good now. Thanks,
It's
Jobs,
good now.
man. Thanks for the update. Appreciate that. You, dude, I'd rather just have Joe Boy as a well, maybe not. I'd rather have like maybe more than just Joe Boy as a viewer. But we always say this like the way we convince ourselves back in the day when we were doing radio because we didn't know if anybody was listening to
I
the
know. I
show
know.
because it's radio. We're always like, let's just go for quality. Like if we have 10 people listening, but they're quality people, go for it. Leave the 50,000 listeners to Papa, whatever his name is, DJ. All right, we're nothing against him, but I'm just saying it's we can certainly do that, you know, and we can certainly go to that level, but we won't because we just not, you know. Would you be able to do that, Ice?
What?
Could you actually like realistically do it, like be like one of those Papa DJs, like Papa Ice and Papa Rod? We can do it,
What do
right?
you mean?
Like
Like
we
change your names?
no, like the way like we do the show, like, oh, mga kalisana dyan. Oh, ito na si Papa Rod. Papa Ice. And then like you say something funny and then like, oh, nabalita mo ba yung ano? What you think? What you think? And then like, can we
Why
actually
the
do
fuck would
that?
you
We
want to
can
do that?
no because, because of the 50,000 viewers. Wait, kailangan pa bang tanongin yan? I'm certainly not doing it for self-gratification.
Okay, here's the
Why?
guy. Here's the guy. Here's the guy who was arguing with me about exclusivity. Exclusivity, for fuck's sake. And now you're bringing up stuff like,
This thing
oh, do you
FFS.
think we can do like the Papa whatever? I'm like, what? What the fuck are you asking me that for? I mean, for 50,000 views. I thought you wanted exclusivity. We were just talking
Dude,
about
puno na ang
it
salop.
moments
Enough is
ago.
enough. Enough is enough. Puno na ang salop. That's our topic. That's our topic. I can't take it anymore. I'm tired of looking at
Enough is
single-digit
enough.
numbers. We're doing this for single-digit numbers.
Paparanda. Paparanda.
Oh my God. We're going to change our format. We're changing our format.
Dude, it's fine. It's fine. You know
Di ko
what?
kayang
We're-
tanggapin na 5 lang ang viewers natin. Napakasakit man tanggapin. Papa na ang DJ name namin. Oh my god. I mean, come on, dude. Isn't that frustrating? It's like this. It's like you're dishing out your serious vibe, your best kind of like advice and whatever, and you realize that the person you're telling it to isn't even listening to you. It's that kind of frustration, dude. It's like there's this girl, she's like you're on the phone with her and like talebaba, and she's like, Ice, may problema ako kasi ganyan. And you're like talking for like 30 minutes already. Yeah, you give me like that was like one awesome speech.
Yeah.
And then she
Yeah.
goes, ano nga yun? And then may kinuha kasi ako. She wasn't even on the phone the whole time. Dude, that freaking frustrates me, man. I mean, it's like, nice guys finish last. All right. There's a good chance LJ also asked Paulo that question. Are we still on? Oh, the question we were
Probably.
asking. The question you were
Yeah,
asking.
probably. Yes. Probably. I mean, why is it yeah, I see. It's supposed to like my question was Paulo was supposed to like, like realize something and go back to LJ. That was supposed to be my scenario. But then Richard, you brought up a very legitimate um situation right here because yeah, there's a good chance that LJ is the one asking Paulo that you know, are they still on? I think that's what
Are they?
she was crying about when she had that interview with Boya Bunda. She was like, "Oh my god, shut up!" I was just like really
Okay.
pissed listening to
Okay.
her. I was just
Okay.
pissed.
Let's go back to the topic. So, what were you asking me? You're like asking me like enough is enough, right?
Yes, when is
I
enough
mean,
enough?
if okay, so if I were like LJ, will I accept Paulo back?
Right.
If
I
I
mean, this is
if
not a
I
case where you have a kid and you say like, enough na, enough na. That's it, enough
yeah,
na.
this this
Okay,
is like
sige, last.
your relationship.
Right, this is your
Okay.
relationship. This is not your kid. This is not your son.
I'm
This is not
trying
your
to I'm
daughter.
trying to
This is like a
recall.
relationship.
I'm trying to recall times in my past where I actually, because I'm the type of guy who's like, I don't know, man, something's wrong with me. Sometimes I don't do closure. Like, I don't like really sit down with the girl and say, okay, we'll break up. It's sort of like she does something, because I'm the kind of guy like you don't see me coming. And I'm not talking about sex here, all right? Like, I'm not talking about sex, like she has her eyes closed and I'm coming. No, that's not what I meant. I
Manyak,
meant like you
manyak,
don't, you don't
rapist.
like you think everything's fine with me, but I'm already planning something. Like I said, I always want to be kind of like 2 or 3 steps ahead, and I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday, and I usually date younger women, and I usually am involved with younger women, and I'm like I said, I can take a hint. I think that's a blessing. That's a gift that maybe Ice also has. Like we can take a hint. We're not stupid. And we have people that tell us stuff. So I don't know,
But
like
it
kung
took you a while
pinendejo
to
ka,
realize that the person was like avoiding you. It
for
took you a while,
me,
right? Yeah, when you were
no, no,
like in
no,
uni, you
no,
were
no.
telling that story
No,
last Thursday.
I knew she was avoiding me. I just didn't know why. It's not like I didn't know she was
Do you really
avoiding me.
need to
I
know
knew,
why?
of course. Because is it something that can be corrected? I mean, is it something that can be corrected? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do I have to change my religion? What's going
That's
on?
why I like this guy. That's why I like Ron. Do you really need to know the reason why she was avoiding you?
Of
Me,
course.
I would just like, okay, she's avoiding me. All right, fuck you. All right, well, you're avoiding
No,
me.
I'm
Fuck
not.
you. I don't
No,
want to see
I need
you.
to know.
You don't want to
I
see
need
me
to
there. I
know
want to
because,
see you too. And
you
then this
obviously
guy's like,
haven't,
oh, what's the reason? Do you need
dude,
really? You need a reason?
you learn from experience. And I've had women where like niligawan ko and then all of a sudden give me the cold shoulder. And I'm like, okay, I did that same thing like what you did. Like, okay, just a F you. I'm out of here. I'm out the door. I'm not wasting my time. Pakipot ka, may problema ka sa akin, I'm out of here. And then I talked to a friend of hers and she tells me, she was just waiting if you're like exert effort. Like, para makita kung genuine ka. Like women did that when they were in high school or college. They do that. It's like, gusto lang niya makita kung talagang sincere ka. And like, I totally like just
Paghubo.
backed out. Exactly. That's what I would say now. But back then, it's like, so like there are situations where women nagpapahabol lang pala, or she's just seeing if you're serious, because I don't
O
know,
ang
maybe she has
babae pag
preconceived
minamahal.
notions about you. Wag
Yeah.
mong, what is it? Wag
May
mong,
kursunadang ayaw.
there you go. Wag mong habulin, hahabol-habol.
Yeah. Pag panay ang dalaw ay nayayamot.
Yeah, well, so for me it's like, yeah, it's not, yeah, back then it's like, yeah, if something is violated amongst my, I guess, then it's a turn off. If I get turned off, I don't know exactly what it is that will trigger it, but amongst my past, um the triggers were, I guess, she's so in love with herself. I mean, if you listen, I know I don't want to bring up Justin Bieber here, but Justin Bieber has this song called "Love Yourself," and you know that song "Love Yourself." It's really about. It's not about necessarily about women. It could be about guys too. It's yeah, I get it. Whitney Houston said, "Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all." That certainly is the greatest love of all, loving yourself. But you know what? There has to be a compromise, and your partner has to feel loved too. And if I look at if I weigh things, and I'm always like, okay, the priority here is her being loved. Okay, there's absolutely no conversation where what about me?
Mm.
Am I being loved? Then yeah, that would be a starter for me to like sort of do the moonwalk. And I would say enough is enough because I give, man. But dude, I don't want to. There are times when I don't want to take. I want her to give too. And I know people say, if you love somebody, you shouldn't feel like you're doing something or whatever, whatever. But at the end of the day, dude, when you reach your limits. But it's never about like she cheated on me and then I left and then I accepted her again. That really hasn't
Right.
happened to me yet.
Right.
Really happened to me yet. I can't really say. I hope I never have to go through that. But I'm the type of guy who's like, if she became my girlfriend and she was an adult and she already has a past and she did something and it's kind of like a reasonable mistake. It's like, okay, I can see why she did this. I can see why she went out with that guy without me knowing. I can see why.
Right.
Okay, then and she's sincere about coming back and she's still the same person that I knew. Everything's intact. Why not? Right? I mean,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
I wouldn't even call it a mistake. I would call it a learning experience for her. I wouldn't even say you made a mistake. Like she would say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I'm like, no, you learned. You found out that I was better than that guy. That's why you're coming back. So hopefully you won't make
Wow,
that
in
mistake
love na
anymore.
in love.
Diba?
In love
Diba?
na in
Diba?
love.
Diba? You get it? You get it? If like a girl, if like somebody cheats on you and they come back and they say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. You should tell them, no, you did not make a mistake. You learned a lesson. You found out that that person who you thought was great from afar was actually worse than me, you know, from a very close distance. So you now have decided. But some people, it takes that for them to learn. Some people go through several relationships to learn. Some people take one relationship and they learn. So, anyways, Joe Boy,
All
what?
right. For
How would
me,
you know if you're puno? Go. If you're not.
okay,
If
for
you're not,
me,
just
it's when
no.
it gets too toxic that you have more bad times than good times. Happiness should be every person's priority. If you're not happy to the point of you becoming a sad and angry person, that should be a sign that it's not a healthy relationship. True story, by the way.
I agree. I
Is
agree.
this your true story or your friend's true story or a friend's
Yes,
true
it's true
story?
story. It is true story.
All right.
Joe, puging yan eh. He's not gonna. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sure his wife probably wouldn't be shocked if she found out that he had a past. I mean, I would. I think if a woman marries a guy who's like of age when you get married, and he says you're my first girlfriend, I'm like, start to worry.
I think so.
Start to worry. I mean, not
But
first,
okay,
but only girlfriend.
here's my question. Why do some people stay in bad relationships? Why do some people do that?
Okay,
You
that's
know,
a good one. That's a
I
good one.
mean,
That's a good one.
because here's a question: when is enough in a relationship? But
That's a good
then
one.
there seems to be some people who are just like I said, they just can't get enough. They don't
Suckers for
know,
bad relationships.
when to stop. They don't know where to draw the line, and they just keep on, they keep on repeating that vicious cycle that they are in that
Okay.
that
Is it
particular
mostly
relationship. So
women? Is it mostly women? Well,
no,
based
it's
in
not
your
just women,
knowledge,
man. It's
is it?
not just women. It's also men. I mean, you can say that yeah, there are probably more women who are abused right now, but I can also say that there are
Okay.
men out there who are abused
Because we
verbally,
had this
physically. I don't
conversation
know.
before. I remember we had this conversation before. And if you talk about like women, not so much now because women are more liberated and guys are more open to being with a woman who isn't a virgin anymore or was had a past. But back then, at least when I started having girlfriends and I started dating here in the Philippines, I noticed that was such a big deal among men. And the women sort of had this complex that, if hindi na ako virgin, nobody will want me anymore. And I think that's why back then, a lot of women stuck with the jerks from first year college all the way to like they graduated because binigay nila dun sa guy na yun eh. And and the Philippines being a conservative country with, Catholic whatever, um they felt like yun yung kinuha na niya yung pagkababae ko, whatever. If I if he leaves me, I might not find another guy who might give me that level of respect or might love me that way or might not want to marry me. It was back then. This was the 90s I'm talking about. So I know this for a fact because there are women out there who like literally you're kicking them off your life and they just don't want to let go. And you realize, okay, what's the thing here? What is it? Okay, you realize that she cannot let you go because you broke her hymen. You were the first guy who did it, and so for her, it's like she, maybe she made that decision with finality when she gave it to you, because obviously she didn't give it to another guy. She gave it to you. So for her, there was finality and like, okay, Shana, that's it. Unfortunately for you, being 19 years old and horny, you want other women in your life, and you did not see the weight of the gravity of what it is that you got yourself into with this girl that maybe for you it was just a hymen, but for her it's her womanhood, it's her livelihood. Well, it's not her livelihood, but it's like her being, her soul. And this was back then. I think now, I wouldn't say that women are more promiscuous now, or that a lot of women now, more women now are not virgins anymore. Or they just like have sex left and right and don't get in serious relationships. But obviously, that seems to be the trend because of the fact that people get to communicate and meet people now, more ways, more. It's not like before na ma-boyfriend mo lang yung kasama mo sa church, ma-boyfriend mo lang yung yung kapitbahay mo or yung classmate mo, since you're very limited circle of or network of people that you can actually fall in love with, so to speak. But now it's like you have Facebook. You can actually start seeing somebody who lives in Australia. You can actually meet up with somebody from Tinder. You can actually just message somebody you see attractive on Instagram. There's been many ways to go about it. There are a lot more motels now. Parents are, they let their kids work at call centers, so they're out of the house the whole night, and parents won't question it. They could easily say, "Mom, may duty ako," and they're like, they check in a motel and whatever. So it's a lot easier. Sex is more accessible now, and that's why that stigma or that certain belief that pag di na virgin yung babae, di na gusto ng Filipino guy, it's kind of gone. Women are confident now. Like, okay, I'm confident. I'm sexy. I'm sexually confident. I've been in bed with 50 men, but I still have my integrity. But back then, it's like parang there's a term like basa na yan,
so that's why
shota
some
ng
people
bayan.
are just still in a particular relationship because
Back
of
then,
that. Is that
back
what you're
then,
saying?
back
All right,
then,
okay.
back then,
All right.
I
Because
realized with the
because of the
girls I
stigma,
knew.
because of
Yeah,
how society look at women who
yes,
are
the
with
girls I
men.
knew, like
All right,
iiyakan
okay.
ako, like
All right.
literally iiyakan ako, like Rod, blah blah. I'm like, what? The guy's my friend, and she's like crying over her, and I know my friend's no longer in love with her. Like I'm telling her, I don't want to tell her that he's not in love with you anymore. But like, what is it? Are you always fighting? I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't even blah 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 anymore. I'm like, why are you even holding on? Like exactly like you, Ice. What you were thinking about with LJ when she was like, why is she going after Paulo? Like, come on, like he clearly wants Yan now. But back then, it's like I knew that.
Clearly, of course,
All right,
clearly,
clearly, and I'm like,
clearly
now
with an
back then it
exclamation
was like
point.
I knew something happened between her and my friend, and he was the first serious boyfriend. So I get why she's like thinking that, but I don't have the heart to tell her that, you'll find another guy. You'll find an open-minded dude. I'm open-minded. Want to hang? But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like back then, women kind of
You
like
want to
had that
Netflix
fear
and
na,
chill?
yeah, di na sila mamahalin dahil binigay na nila lahat sa isang lalaki
Okay,
na
all right,
daga,
yeah,
you know.
because of the
But
stigma
now,
and
but
society.
now, if people stay in bad relationships now, you have to
It's
define
not
what a
because
bad
of stigma
relationship is.
anymore. It's not because of society. It's just because they're stupid. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Back then, a bad relationship
Yeah, they have a
was
they have a reason.
it was
That's what you're
defined
trying to say.
differently as a
Yeah,
bad
because they have
relationship
a
now.
reason. They have a reason because of society, because of the stigma, and now they don't have that anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
they're much freer than back then,
Yeah, but the
and
bad
people are more
relationship
more
back then
liberal.
was different from now because like back then the bad relationship was binubugbog ka ng boyfriend mo, taking you for pinaperahan ka, takes you for granted, like has sex with
How
you
is it now? How
24/7. Dude, now it's literally
twenty-four
like
seven,
you do
24/7,
naglalaba ka eh, but it's
24/7.
I mean, dude, come on. You lived in the 90s. Once you pop, you can't stop. That's how it was in the 90s, dude. Y'all thinking like the 90s people were conservative? Are you kidding me? Dude, we were jackrabbits during the 90s. Magbangga lang ang elbow. Hoy, sibat ng klase, you know? I mean, I know that crap. Come on. Good thing I don't have a daughter, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's why there's a term pangkai. Pangkai was invented during the 90s. What are you talking about, right? So, but here's the thing. It's like, what I'm saying is, back in the 90s or back in the 80s or whenever, a bad relationship was binubog ka ng boyfriend mo, pineperahan ka, nanloloko, may nagchichicks, pero tanggap mo pa rin. Now, dude, if your boyfriend can't like bring you to Paris, that's a bad relationship. If he can't give you an iPhone, that's a bad relationship.
That?
If he can't pay, no. I'm not saying.
Come on.
No. Because
okay, this is based on what? This is based on what?
It's based on the society that we live in. It's based on the pressure that's given to couples by social media. You know, it's like, I'm not kidding. You look at social media, dude. I see college students like going to Boracay together. Like, F it, dude. When I was in college, I couldn't even afford to go to Times Beach with my girlfriend.
Dude, because back then, we didn't have budget airlines.
But still,
no, they do have
that. But still, look at that. Okay, look at the Ateneo parking lot. Back then, you get maybe 3 or 4 Kia Prides and like, you know, box type Lancers, and those were the guys with the cars.
Because it's different nowadays.
Now,
I mean,
exactly.
Look at your kid. He has a laptop.
Exactly.
When you were a kid, you were playing with He-Man.
Exactly. My point exactly. It's like a bad relationship back then was very limited to just the dynamics of the human relation. Now it's like, if you cannot be at Starbucks, if you're a woman, you cannot, you know,
it's curiosity.
So much pressure.
Would you rather be in a bad relationship where your boyfriend can take you to Paris, or would you want to be like that woman who gets beat up, you know, a sex slave 24/7?
No, but no, that's not a. But you would know. But you wouldn't know because their definition is different now. Like I said, like you know, you see these memes that say, "Hon, you haven't given me a ring yet, or you want a ring? You know, join the Lakers or something." Or, "Hon, I haven't been to." You know, it's like, I want to travel. Or you want to travel? Hold the ball and don't dribble it and take 3 steps. You know, like there are memes like that. It's like there are things. There's that pressure that. And I'm not saying it's like women pressuring men. Or there's also the reverse pressure where like guys expect women.
These women are pathetic.
There's also this reverse pressure where like women are expected to like have sex with a guy. You know, it's like, I mean, it's a different society. You watch shows on Netflix. People, it's in their heads. All right, the shows they watch. Come on, they watch Riverdale. They watch Gossip Girl. They're supposed to be in high school. I mean, those things, those were not threaded back then. Nobody showed shows like that about high school students back then. Now it's like it's open. I mean, even like the gay culture, right? It's different.
Okay, I know Patrick's not a married guy, right? Is that a married guy?
I don't think so. No, he's not.
Okay, Patrick, are you with someone right now? I just want to know because Rod's saying something, and it's been a long time since I've been in the game. I'm in a different playing field now, so. I really can't tell. I'm just a little bit. I mean, Rod's saying something, and I'm like, all right, yeah, it could be true or it could be not true. That's what I was just asking. No, you're
he's married. So he is married.
Oh crap!
No, I am married.
I'm married. Point now. All right. Okay.
No, I'm not, dude. No, I'm not saying that it's a bad relationship if you don't have a car, you don't bring your girlfriend to Paris. I'm just saying that.
I just want to.
That can be taken against you. You know,
on how how it is right now, being in a relationship with yeah, I mean, in this generation. But anyway, all right. So you're married. All right. Okay. So, all right. Okay.
Joe Boy said, for me, it's when it gets too toxic that you have more bad times than good times. Happiness should be every person's priority. If you're not happy to the point of you becoming a sad and angry person, that should be a sign that is not a healthy relationship. Oh, that is the same thing that he mentioned earlier.
Same thing that he read earlier.
Richard, read Richard.
All right. Okay. Richard, for some, enough is enough when they find a replacement. If wala pa, they would stay no matter how toxic the relationship is, which is actually true. I agree with you because I know some people are like that. They never leave the relationship, not until they are sure that they have somebody who would take them and take care of them. I know that for a fact. I've met a lot of women who do the same thing. Like they would never leave their boyfriend or their husbands, not until they find somebody that they can, depend on. well, at least like in the past, like this was like more than 10 years ago. But recently, I just have a friend who sort of like like had that kind of you situation um, when she found like somebody, whatever. But like it was sort of like that type of like situation. So I can't say no more because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh she might get
You,
in trouble or whatever.
you
But
might
like whatever,
you might
like yeah,
identify the person, the
yeah.
parties involved. Okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's
Joe Boy says, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. So I
Joe
mean,
Boy, takot siguro,
yeah.
okay. Takot
Takot.
siguro mag-start over. Napansin ko lang sa ating mga noipi. Hopeless romantic kayo to the point na mutuog yun tag happy ending. Dapat lahat lol. Which is kung toxic na undangin na uy. Yeah, I think yeah, I agree with Joe Boy.
Yeah.
If it's toxic, get out of there. It's
Okay.
it's not worth it.
Okay. When you say enough is enough, because I mean, I'm pretty sure the levels are different with marriage and boyfriend girlfriend. I mean, with boyfriend girlfriend, that's disposable. Marriage is disposable too, apparently, but
It
obviously, it
is. It
takes more
is.
thought. It takes more thought. There's, you kind of have to think about it a little bit more before you just say, I don't like this anymore. Yes, bad breath. I'm done. It's not like that. It's you kind of like crap. Our families are, connected. We have a child. There's a lot more thought involved. So maybe the enough is enough in marriage is maybe on a slightly higher bar than the enough is enough with boyfriend girlfriend. But for me, like the boyfriend girlfriend, you know, you never stress over the boyfriend girlfriend relationship. You shouldn't have to stress over it. If you're stressed out about it, you can always go and leave that person and always go find if be yourself by yourself. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. Do things on your own. And naturally, if you're meant to have somebody, you're meant to have somebody. Because I mean, I know a lot of people who are like stressed out about their relationship. I'm like, dude, it's like nobody forced you to be with that girl or nobody forced you to be with that guy. If you're stressed out, go ahead, get out of there. You're not married, right? Right. Which is, I guess, what Paulo did. But that's kind of like a different thing a little bit. So, but that's my take on it. Kung puno na, but there it depends on the person. There are people who are very patient, and there are people who are in it for certain reasons, and there are people who don't have any other choice. It's you know what I'm saying. It's like they don't have a choice. Like uh, that's the only person they know in their lives, and they're stuck. So, but there are also people out there who put themselves first, and these are the people who probably will choose career over love, over their own happiness, over another person's happiness, and that's fine. If maybe you're not meant to be married, maybe you're not meant to have a partner, maybe you're meant to go solo flight, and that's the lifestyle you choose, and that's the lifestyle you're comfortable with. Go ahead. But personally, me, it's like I try not to worry too much about things. I let people be who they are. Um, like what Ice and I would talk about. It's like worry about the things you can control. What you can control is your contribution to the relationship. What you cannot control is her contribution to the relationship. Now, if you can get by without her contribution to the relationship, at least to the level you expect, why not? Still a woman. You can still get free hugs. She's still kind of there. There's a purpose of her presence in your life. I mean, I'd rather still be with a woman. Now, if she's not like doing all this stuff for you and that's very important to you, I mean, what is it that's very important to you anyway? Like, what's a woman supposed to do to you that or for you that's like super important that if she just stops doing it, like you freak out? I don't know. I appreciate a woman. Like for you, Ice, what is it? I mean, what's the purpose? I can read a book. If she's busy, I'm fine. I'll read a book, Like, here's the thing. It's like people get in relationships and they expect their partner to entertain them. Like you expect your partner to like blow you away and do stuff for you. I'm like, dude, be I don't know,
Yeah,
be
but these things
self-reliant.
are like minor stuff, right? I mean, if it's just like you're getting bored and whatnot, like we were talking about this last Thursday, and some people were talking about spicing things up, like yeah, spice it up a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
those are minor
I think,
things. I
yeah,
think.
Lilette brought it up last Thursday in our conversation about LJ and Paulo. So these are like small things, I guess. If it's just like someone's busy because of their job and whatnot, then it's just like these are minor things. Like you said,
Yeah.
like people can probably read a book or they can just have their phones and they can just like
Yeah,
start
keep yourself busy.
like scrolling down whatever. But all right, then
Stop
that's
moping
bearable.
around
I
about
think
thinking
that's
about what
yeah,
my
that's
love can do
bearable.
for me.
But
Yeah.
there are people who are actually still in a relationship despite being abused, despite
Okay.
having a partner that that
So
really
here's what we
doesn't
should do.
really care for them.
Let's
Like
mention
they
certain situations and then let's answer if it's enough or it's not enough. If enough is enough. Okay. Like for example, abuse,
okay, like
physical abuse. Enough is
oh
enough,
god,
right? Any form of physical abuse is that, or should you like? Is there a room for negotiation there? Like
dude,
ay
like
di pa
no,
naman
if
nabasag yung ulo ko eh. Okay lang.
I mean,
Wala
are
pa
you
naman
gonna
akong
really seriously? Are you gonna wait for that to happen?
no,
I
no.
mean,
Enough
if
is
the person
enough for
starts,
me.
yeah, if
Okay,
the person starts hitting you, I mean, that's it. That's just like that's the end of it.
okay.
Like
Kung
there's no
binato ka,
forgiveness, nothing.
binato ka
Walk
ng
out of it.
plancha ng asawa mo, binato ka ng plancha ng asawa mo. Okay na, that's it.
Okay, hang on. Sometimes
Uh,
people throw things not really at
yeah,
you,
there you
right?
see.
You see, that's different. They don't really like,
See,
dude. Like people
yeah,
do that.
me
They kind of
too.
like
Yes,
they throw stuff. They don't really want to throw
yeah.
it at you. They throw it at the wall out of
We don't really
frustration and
like,
whatnot.
and
So
I
that's
never thought
different.
of it as abuse. I mean, I
Yeah, I
dodged,
mean
but like,
throwing stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really want to hit
yeah,
you. I
okay.
mean, if
So
they
I'm fine with
really want
that.
to hurt you, they'd wait for you to turn your back and throw some stuff
Yeah,
at you,
or
right?
you're sleeping. You're asleep.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. So in those
Okay,
cases, it's kind of
good
like,
point.
well,
And
like you
and
have to
if
talk
it
it out.
doesn't happen regularly, like just a big fight and it happened, okay, that was like
True. Yeah.
maybe 10
Yeah.
years ago,
Things like that
right?
happen.
10 years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
you're in a
But if it's like
relationship.
araw-araw, may nakikita ka,
But yeah.
hayop ka,
But the
nagising
physical
ka na
abuse we're
naman.
talking about is like, when you're
Yeah,
really, like
yeah.
really abused. Like,
Like
you're
violence.
sleeping,
Yeah.
then this person comes home, he's drunk, then
He
wakes you
hurts
up and
you.
starts hitting you. Yeah, it hurts you and
Yeah.
whatnot. So
Nagka-text ka
that's different.
lang, you smash na
Uh,
yung phone sa mukha mo, stuff like
all
that.
right. Yeah.
That's
So
and
these
I
things.
think
Yeah.
that's
These things.
that's a psycho.
These
You're
things.
get out of there. Get out
All
of
right.
there.
So yeah,
It's not
that's
gonna get
boom.
better.
Get out of there. Get out of
It's
there.
not gonna get better. Yeah. It's not
So
gonna get
yeah,
better.
I mean,
What
like things like that, like
what about cheating?
being physically abused, like
What about
cheating. Okay,
cheating?
here's the
Like,
thing: cheating. We're all
what's your
people.
take
Like
on
you
it?
said,
Okay.
we are people. We are human beings. All right. We are not perfect. We, like we have this nature that we just can't be perfect. We just can't be. We're animals. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So here's
Yeah.
the thing. Um, when is enough in this case? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're
Yeah.
really hurting, you talk to the person, and besides the fact that he cheats on you, then
Yeah.
he makes you feel shitty, right? And threatens you with other things like, what, whatever, like I don't really care. I'm a man. I do things, and just have to accept it. Like I've heard people say this. Like they would say that, like, oh, because lalaki ako, I can do things. It's different when a
Yeah.
woman does it. So this is what
Yeah.
really ticks me off with this kind of like dialogue. When they start saying, um, the moment I hear that you're doing something behind my back, I mean, the nerve
Yeah.
of this guy saying these things when he's out there cheating night after night, women after women, then has the audacity to talk to the wife like that. Like if I hear something about you, like just like talking to somebody or whatever, if somebody sees you with someone, blah blah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would leave you and the kids and blah blah. And I'm like, what the? And this person just like taking it, like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Like, shut up. Just like tell him, like, well, fine. Let's just end it then. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, this
Yeah.
guy is clearly saying that I'm not gonna stop cheating on you, and there's no way that you're gonna cheat on me. I'm just gonna do all the shit they want to do, and you just have to take it. So I mean, how stupid can you be? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys decided like, all right, let's not cheat anymore. Let's just like go out and date people. Right? That's a
Yeah.
different story because you're not cheating anymore because you're like, all
You,
right, fine, you can do what you want. I can do what I
you
want.
know what's
And
one sign of a relationship that's doomed to end or that it's practically over, you're just not formalizing it yet, is
yeah,
when there's this talk of like, hawak na niya yung alas. Or nasa yun na yung alas or nasa kanya na yung alas. It's like you're literally talking about having an advantage over your partner. You're literally talking about, like the saying, who wears the pants in the house? Like somebody has to be the superior and the other has to be the inferior. I mean, that's a doomed relationship right there.
It is
Because
a doomed
immediately
relationship.
you are assigning roles and you are limiting a person and you are putting
Yes.
another person in a pedestal. It's like,
A
okay, hold on. That's
relationship is
already a
supposed to
one-way
be a
street.
two-way street. It's not a one-way street.
Yeah.
It's a two-way
Yes.
street.
Yes.
It is
Eh,
supposed to be
Don't
um
like
yeah,
a give and take. Don't mistake it
yes,
for a personality difference. Like just
yes.
because tahimik yung lalaki, yung babae madaldal, doesn't mean she's superior. Okay, just to get the record straight here, we're not talking about that. Like that's different from who runs the show. I mean, the guy might be quiet, but in their house, she might be like, like he might be like, tumahimik
Okay.
ka na, and like,
Right.
that's it,
Okay, here's a good
right?
point
So
from Richard. For me, third party is where I draw the line. All right. And if I become physically violent, I'd be the one to quit due to shame. That is good. That is good because like at least you're aware of
yeah,
of these things because there are just some people who refuse to get help. You know,
yeah,
they just like deny the fact that they need help. If they're hurting people, it's like I mean, you should have common sense. Like, oh, was that right? Was it like I mean, me, I scold my kid, and there are times that I'd be
yeah.
like, oh, why did I do that? I felt so shitty about it. I mean, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
Like,
do,
I
we
have
do,
a
we do, we
I have
do.
a small
Yeah.
kid, and
Same
you're
here.
thinking like, oh, she's just a kid. I shouldn't have done that and whatnot. And you reassess yourself and whatnot, right? So I mean, it's common sense, but there are people who do not have that common sense, and they
No,
just don't know that they need help from I don't know,
there's
maybe
no
from
guilt.
therapy or from
There's no
other
guilt.
people. Yeah, there's no
There's
guilt.
there's
They
no
just like
no
there's no
feeling of guilt.
remorse.
There's no
Yes, they
remorse.
just
Yeah.
like keep on doing their shitty things, and they hurt their like their loved
Uh,
ones.
According to Jepoy, couples that eat a lot of junk food, it's not good.
Right. I think so. That's how I read
Right.
into it because if di na
If
healthy
you're,
ang relationship, stop na agad. So di na healthy eh. Junk food ng junk
well,
food, chippy ng chippy, cheese
inuubo,
curls ng cheese
may
curls.
trangkaso, you know,
Nagko-coke pa din.
uh,
Soft drinks.
di
Di na
na
healthy
healthy yan.
yan.
So yung mga couples
Pakat na.
nanonood ng sine,
Pakat na.
nagpapopcorn, kumakain ng candy, nagsa-soft
Pakap
drinks,
na,
di yan healthy.
pakap.
That relationship is doomed. It's not a healthy relationship. Joe Boy, Joe Boy says, the thing is, about feelings, love, there is no exact blueprint to who the person is from the start, middle, and end. In the spirit of fairness, we all have ideal guys, girls, but there are circumstances that make it toxic because some of us try to force our ideals into a fairy tale type of relationship. Wow, exactly, man. In my opinion, love and being in a committed relationship should be a two-way street. At the end of the day, it is who you jive with, your strengths and weaknesses. There is no perfect love. I agree. I agree.
There is no perfect love.
I agree. But I can just say this that I've been in several relationships in my lifetime, and I can just honestly say that with my wife, even when she was my girlfriend, it has been the least difficult and stressful relationship I've had with anybody. And I don't know if we were at the right age. I don't know if because of our personalities just complement each other. Um, of course, there are things that maybe I long for that she can't provide, and there are things that she longs for that I cannot provide. But it's never gotten to a point where we take it against each other. It's just not no stress. Like I don't feel like I'm forcing anything, and it's like my own. It's like a relationship. A bad relationship is like between me and my mom, and a good relationship is between me and my lola. Whereas with my mom, it's like I'll do things because she demanded it. Like, come on, Marley, do this, eat this. Okay. Yes, mom. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it, but because I was told. With my lola, it's like I do it because nakonsensya ako. I do it without my lola having to scold me or yell at me. I just love my lola so much that I know what I'm doing is hurting her. And she doesn't even react to it or do anything about it, but I know it's wrong. But at least it gave me the opportunity to realize it on my own rather than somebody treating me like a 3-year-old and telling me what to do. Like, like let's say if I come home at 3 a.m. and I'm drunk and my mom's like, what are we going to do? Lasing ka na naman. I know what I did was wrong. Let me learn from it. Let me correct it. Tomorrow it's not going to happen. That's kind of like how my wife is, like she lets me kind of figure myself out. Like now if I get
Right.
out of
She just
control,
gives you the
it's a
cold
me check.
shoulder. She doesn't nag, but she doesn't like talk to you either.
Yeah, not really.
Right.
No. The early years of marriage, yes, because it was an adjustment for her. She's never lived with anyone before, so
Right.
she was an adjustment for her. But after that, she caught on. She realized, di naman pala lasinggero to asawa ko. Di naman pala babaero to. Di naman pala, a lot of things, secretive naman pala to.
Ambugero lang. Ambugero lang.
Magaling lang pala to magtago. Magaling lang. Bolero lang, bolero.
Bolero lang.
Tagalog.
Bolero lang ang
Hindi,
bugiro.
hindi daw siya singgero, hindi daw siya babaero. Yung palala, totoo yun. Ambugero. But I mean, like, hey, if ambugero is the worst problem you have with your partner, then take it. Take it. We can all deal with tikal in our lives. But I mean, like it's like because we rebel. We have a tendency to rebel. Like I rebelled against my mom. Like my mom tells me, like, look at husbands. Like when I go out drinking with my friends, we always have that friend who's like doesn't want to go home and he's gonna drink until he's puking and until he falls asleep on the table. And we all know he has problems at home. We all know that because the ones who are happy at home are the ones who will want to go home first. It's dalawa lang yan. It's either masaya siya sa asawa niya or may problema siya sa asawa niya. Takot siya sa asawa niya. Now the ones who don't want to go home.
Here's the thing. My dad was all that puking and whatnot. He was a happy guy though. You know what I'm saying? He was that guy drinking to death, puking. But he was always happy with us, though.
No,
like, he would,
I
All
know.
right, let's go all party, man. Like we would be there.
Brought you with him.
Party. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. But
wala siya sama ng loob. Like it was because he was, celebrating it. Okay, I get what you mean. Okay, maybe
too much celebration, though. But all right,
there's that. Like spoiled sa asawa or whatever. Maybe.
But, yeah, because my mom was that type. She would never say anything. She would never embarrass my dad or whatever. She would just be there, and then we would be
my
there,
wife too.
And we would just be waiting for him. Like he's still drinking.
Friends were like,
my dad would be in a hubo. Like my dad would be like in that there's that hubo
El Madrid.
No, not El Madrid. No, not El Madrid. Fiesta Davao. Remember that Fiesta Davao?
Okay.
Davao Fiesta?
Apollo.
Davao Fiesta.
Apollo,
No. This was in front of Dover 2.
Star.
It was like in front of Dover 2, Dover Lanes 2, and there was that sort of like no. Dover 2
in Caveria. Siem Recto. Yeah, I think it's Fiesta, Davao Fiesta, something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So my dad would be there with his friends because, well, it's not that he wanted to go there, but it's just that, okay, somebody from the, like the bowling team or whatever, or maybe somebody who's a balikbayan or whatever, just suddenly visited the, like the bowling match, and, like everybody went there. And my mom would just be like waiting at somewhere. She wouldn't go up there.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, we would be, I think, it's still at Dover Lanes, and she'd be with us scoring our, like me and my brothers would play bowling, and my dad would be at like, at that Davao Fiesta, and we know what's going on in there. There's like a strip, whatever, a strip show going on. My mom never really cared. It was just like, all right, because he's there with his friends and whatever. And my dad would just
read Jepo's message.
Susurod, lagi tayo doon before. Lagi tayo doon before. See, Jepo, like, yeah, Jepo, yeah. Anyway, but then, my mom would just Sabotage! Right. So my mom would just like score, our bowling matches, me and my brothers. And then my dad would come down and, a bit drunk. Like we'd go home all together without any fight, without any dramas happening.
See? That's why it worked. That's why it worked. Because
it
Ice
worked.
Mom let Ice Pop be. And he just like, if he stays home, that's his decision. He's not staying home against his will. Ang mahirap is, umuwi nga yung asawa mo na maaga, hindi nga uminom, wala nga barkada, but it's against his will. Deep inside, it's killing
that's
him.
That's true.
Deep inside, tumikim-kim siya ng samang loob sa asawa niya.
I agree.
Hindi ako lumabas, di ba?
Because I think my mom understood my dad. So that's why when my dad's out, she was out too. She was there with him. And to the point that, because we don't want to be left at home, it became like a family affair. Like everybody would be at the bowling alley. Like everybody would be there. Even at up to the point where it's a school night and my dad's like in an encuentro, it's like he's like playing like like it's sort of gambling. So my pusta. So my dad's playing sa tirador. So it would be like at 11, 12 midnight, and we are still there with our mom and dad at the bowling center, waiting for them to finish. And we have a class the next day, but we would be there with them. And
you would be there,
I was like thinking, like, I should be so tough.
I still see families like that to this day. I still see families like a musician. Like remember when we used to go to? Remember when we used to go to Brugger's? There was a dad there. The dad and like the daughter was singing, and the whole family was there. Like it was kind of like that, right? It's like a family affair. It's like the dad's gig, but everybody's there, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Gotta give though. Yeah, maybe I should learn how to do that. Like with snow, I should just like take him to my basketball game and just like, all right, you didn't do your
bring,
assignments, whatever.
bring,
Tomorrow you're gonna suck
bring
in
her
school,
to
but yeah, that's
bring her
life.
to bring her to your Tinder meetup.
All right, Snow, I'm gonna be in my Tinder meetup. You call me
Tell
uncle.
me,
Whatever you do,
you
do
tell me.
not call me Papa. Call me
I don't know
uncle.
you.
One more time, uncle. Just call me uncle. All right, oh, this is my niece. All right. Hey, uncle. All right, you're a good kid.
Why
I'm
does
gonna
he
be
look
nice
just
to
like
you.
you?
Because
Does I look like my
I'm her
brother?
uncle. Yeah, me and my
Yeah,
brother look
look like my
alike.
brother.
Holy
I'm sure you've
crap.
done that before. No, but I mean, no, but I mean, kidding aside, or maybe no kidding aside, Iceman is right. The bottom line there is you let your partner be your partner. If you cannot live with who your partner is, and you'd rather have them fake who they are to satisfy your fantasies, like what Joe Boy said, that we have this fantasy, then be prepared for that person to say enough is enough. I'm done playing your game. I'm done being your 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 dream guy. I am not him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually
True.
charing. Like, what did he say?
All right, all right.
I'm
That's true. That's
feeling
true.
gandang hari. It could be whatever,
You were telling me
set him
something. Like you were
free.
telling me something years ago. There's a story that I thought like the father was like but whatever. Anyway, it's not.
The me?
Let's
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
let's not go there. Let's not go there. But
Let's not
anyway,
go there. Let's not go
okay.
there. All right. Anyway,
Anyway.
ganyan
Oh, yeah,
talaga
go,
pag
go, go.
ayaw niya na, just jump. Haha, joke. All right. Okay. Patrick,
Yeah.
enough is enough when legal matters are involved, regardless of the situation. It could be about domestic violence, business matters, etc., etc. Yeah, you're right. Joe Boy,
Mm.
cheers, man. She was the one for you, Rod. Tumiklop na ang alamat.
Yeah, I get
Lol.
so lucky, man. I get
Yes.
so lucky.
But now,
You
si Irish
I
lang
got
ang
lucky.
sakalam.
Yeah, she's
She's
it's
sakalam?
I don't know. I always worry. I'm always worried that deep inside, she's like she wants to jump ship. I'm always worried because oh, like she watches these shows, and I always like this show's like this guy's nothing like me, but then again, that's just how she lives out her fantasies.
Hang
Maybe
on,
she
hang
watches
on,
these
hang on.
shows and she's like,
Yeah, you watch a lot of other shows too. I mean, are the
that's
shows that you
true.
watch like your
That's true.
wife?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, is she
Like
like Maria Osawa?
my
I mean,
my wife
is
doesn't do
she?
TikTok.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
I mean,
right. You're right. You're right.
is
But
she
I
like
mean,
what? Amy Fukada? Or
no,
close to
because
Yui Hatano?
yeah, I know you. I know those names. I love. You know what? When they do a search, it's Japanese. I don't like the blonde hair blue. Like it's always Japanese
Me too.
because they're
Me too.
because they're close to Pinays. It's like they're
Yes.
almost like a hot
Yes.
Pinay, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Dude, check
hot Pinays.
check out these names. Check out these names. Aki Sasaki. Are you familiar with her? Aki Sasaki. Dude, like I'm telling you, Aki Sasaki,
Okay.
boom.
I'll check that out.
Asahi
Okay,
Mizuno,
I'll
boom.
check
There
that
you
out.
go.
I think I know that one. Okay, I'll check them out. All right. So, anyways, yeah.
Anyway, all
So
right, okay.
I think that's big. Yeah.
Hang on,
Enough
okay,
is enough.
Richard. Marriage is a two-way street, but sometimes one road is under construction, and the spouse is taking a detour.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What about if you let's say you have a partner and your
Mhm.
partner, hasn't been around yet, and then you get married or you start dating and becomes your girlfriend, and then they haven't been around yet, and then all of a sudden it's always just you, and then all of a sudden they start to work, or maybe they're assigned in another city or whatever, and they start to see the world, without the attachment or without you hanging around, and it changes them. That's why for me, I'm not saying it's
Oh, that's
scary to
actually good.
be to
That's actually
right,
good.
right. Yeah,
It's
it's
actually good.
actually
Okay,
good.
because
It's actually good.
um, I was just driving a couple days ago to work. Then I started like scrolling through my like music library. Then I started listening to. I just found myself listening to Von the Shepherd, which is "Baby Don't You Break My
Oh
Heart
yeah.
Slow," which
Yeah,
is
yes, yes,
one
yes,
of the
yes.
soundtrack of Ally
Ally McBeal.
McBeal.
Ally McBeal.
Yes.
Ally McBeal. Yeah.
So it just like sort of brought me back to year 2000. Because that's when the time when my wife now was my girlfriend back then left for Japan.
Okay.
This was the first
Okay.
time that like she like she went
How many
away,
years in a
and
relationship were you together then when she left?
we were on our fourth year at that time, going 5 years,
Oh man.
and we've been
Wow.
together
Okay.
like almost every day. And when we were in our junior and senior year, we got really close. Then up until we she graduated, so I was still like enrolled because like I was a semester behind. But
Yeah.
after she graduated, it got deeper because she's freer at that time because
Yeah. Yeah.
she already graduated, so I would be at at their
Yeah.
house. Every after school or every after my work, I would be there. So I would, we would spend a lot of time together. Like we'd have dinner together.
Yeah.
Then I would go home at around
So you
one
were
or
the
two
girlfriend
o'clock.
guy. You were a girlfriend guy
Well,
too.
no, I mean, no, yeah, I was, but it was more of like she wasn't really my life. Well, she was my life, but in a way, she was more of like, hey, hang out with your friends and whatnot. But because I know that she was
Yeah.
leaving, so I spent a lot of time with her. So
Okay. All right.
when she left, that was like that was that was amazingly different for me. And like I said, it's different for somebody who's who's left behind and somebody who's leaving for a new
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a developed country, like new work, new jobs, new
Yeah.
like new types of people you're gonna meet, and different
Yeah.
race for that matter. So I think it was all new for her, and for me, I was just like stuck here, and no, I was just stuck there in the Philippines, and I was just all
Mm-hmm.
right. Then we started to we started to to grow apart. Like she
Yeah.
was, she started having her own life in Japan. Then I started to be, what I'm saying, like I was still at like at home with the same people, and like the same job,
Mm-hmm.
and the same lifestyle. So it was kind of
Mm-hmm.
like it was hard for me, and there were so many doubts, and I was like sort of in prison. You know what I'm saying? It was so hard for
Yeah.
me than it was for her. So she came back home the first time, and we thought we were gonna get married, but then her sister got married, so that she screwed it up for us. So she went back
Yeah.
again, and that's when it started to like boom, the relationship ended because like it was just like I think the distance was just too much, and it was more than 2 years already. So it was just like all right. So we broke up and we grew apart. I hated her, and I think
Okay.
she in a way also hated me, but still I think she admitted that she was still like thinking about me and whatnot. But to me it was just like all anger and like betrayal that I felt, and that's why I went
Yeah.
through that phase where I was just like fuck it,
I
anybody I
witnessed
meet,
that.
if they're okay, I'm okay.
I
That
witnessed
was my
that.
mentality. And but then looking back, it's more of like I think I kind of like got to know myself a lot. And
You had that side to
it
you.
was sort of like, all right, she was gone and I was fine. And I was like, all right, I'm cool. And in the same way, she was like that too. She, she just like got to know herself better. And, but then we ended up together. And when we got back together, we were different people already. We were
Yes.
different
Yes.
people. And,
Absolutely.
it was a bit of, like the love was still there, and the person that I used to know was still
You had
there.
time to
The person
grow.
that
You had time to grow.
yes. Then when
You
we hit
evolved.
that, like when the biggest shit in the world hit the fan, all right, I kid you not, it's like the biggest shit in the world. It hit the fan. We were able to work it out because of that time away from each other. I think that helped out
Yes.
a lot because we got to
It
know
strengthened you.
ourselves, and we got into like a sort of like a stand down, and we just stopped for a while, and like we tried to think things over. She did, I did, and we just you know we just like kind of like yeah, we just kind of like had an understanding, and it's
It's like you came. It's like you went full circle. Basically, it's
yes we
like you
did,
went full
yes
circle.
we did,
Like this is Ice. This is the wifey, and then you were together like this, right? But
right,
then there came a time when you like you just had to,
right,
and then boom, you met again, and
right.
but the ice here and the ice are, it probably would not have worked out the way it would have worked out if
It's
you
so
had
much different.
adversity as a couple. You wouldn't have been
Yeah,
able to take it. You two probably wouldn't have
no,
been able to take it because you guys were like too caught
we'd
up in
probably be
this idea.
separated by now. If we
Yes,
got
you'd probably be
married
separated.
after that first
Yes,
like
you go to
when she
Japan or
first
whatever,
left and
or you
she came
didn't.
back and we got married, we would
Yeah,
probably be like
yeah,
separated by now.
absolutely agree.
It wouldn't
Totally
have
agree.
worked out. So
I mean,
I think it's
it's almost the same as like my wifey's case where we went through relationships. She came off a long term relationship. I came off a long term relationship, amongst other relationships as well. But it's like if I had met her when I was 21, and well, if I was 21, she would have been 11. So that would have worked. I would be in jail right now. But I mean, like if I just met her at a stage in my life where I didn't go through those experiences yet, and same with her, maybe, she didn't go through those experiences yet. I don't think this would work. Absolutely would not work. So I'm glad that I went through what I went through, whether it's heartaches and heartbreaks. I'm glad. I'm sure she's glad she went through what she went through, whether it's a long relationship ending and whatever, because we grew from that. I mean, we could have easily had ended up with the people we were with before. We easily could have, and it would not have worked out. Because now looking back, it's like you realize that that the purpose of those relationships was to lead me to this relationship, was to prepare me for this relationship. Whereas with you, your adversity with your wifey, the long distance situation, the other people that came into your lives, it was also preparation for you to face the adversity to come in your relationship. And if you're a soldier and you dodge bullets often enough, you're gonna be afraid of seeing somebody point a gun at you. But if you've never had a gun pointed at you, it's just an analogy. Like if you're a soldier, you see somebody brandishing a gun, you know what to do. If you know martial arts, you know what to do. Joe Boy would know this. He's like a black belter in martial arts. So like, if you're if you get in a fight, you would know what to do. You'll get your ass kicked. Mm-hmm. But if you've been through fights and you learn you learn the martial art, you're confident. You know how to defend yourself. And when somebody throws a punch or kick your way, you know how to get out of the way or block it or counter it or whatever. And I think that's what happened with you. And I think when you say enough is enough, I think we've gotten to a point where our threshold is much higher. And I'm not saying that okay, if my wife does this, I'll tolerate it. No, but we talk, man.
No one's getting abused
we talk
here.
Off air.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. We talk off air, and we talk about kinky stuff. You know what I'm saying? We have all this
right.
We watch stuff in porn. And we're not necessarily the most conservative guys in the world because we've gotten to that stage in our lives where we're like, man, you guys are sickos. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, I don't think we're sickos. I think we're just we became adults and we accepted the realities of life, and we realized the faults of people and that nobody's perfect, and that. Just doesn't mean a person does this, that their soul should be a part of it. It's like it can just be a physical part. It just could be a physical need. It doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual need. And that's it. Sometimes people mistake that, like people deny that. Like, oh, dapat hindi ka magkagusto ng iba dahil kasalanan yan. I'm like, come on, baloney. If you can like somebody but not act upon it, I'm not gonna do it because it's like it's you can there's no such thing as an ideal that you can force on a person. It's either it's there or not, and if it's not, then you will learn to work your way around it. Like she would tell me, my wifey, like we would talk, and we were open. We talk about our past. I'm not as open, but she can talk about her ex. I'm fine. We talk about it. I'm an adult. And she'd be like, oh, nung kami ni ganyan, maldita ako. Like she was like maldita, she's like, if she wears something sexy or revealing, he would freak out. And it's like, she wouldn't care. She'd still wear it, And I guess because like for me, I'm not really like that. Like if she wears, and she's confident and she's an adult, she's not gonna embarrass herself wearing whatever she's wearing. I'm fine with it. I'm protective and conservative by nature, but I'm dealing with an adult here, and she's a mom, for crying out loud. She graduated college already. She knows what she's doing, man. She lived in the States for how many months by herself. I'm not one to tell her what to wear, but back then when she was with her ex, he didn't know any better. He's like, he felt like if she wore this, she would be sending out this vibe. I don't know what it was, but certainly for me, if they ended up together, that might be something they would fight about, but that's one less thing for us to fight about because it wasn't something that bothered me. And I think same with you. It's like, maybe with you, it's like, if she chatted another guy or you saw somebody message her, you probably would have freaked already if you guys ended up back then without you two growing apart for a while, right?
Right.
You'd probably be like, ano to? You probably like throw a fit and go crazy or something, or she would, But the fact that you have proven to yourselves that you can exist and be sane without each other, you now kind of, it's an advantage for the both of you to be together because you're stronger now. Like you're confident in the relationship. And I think that's what they mean by healthy relationship. Your happiness doesn't depend on your partner 100%. And it shouldn't.
Right.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. That kumain lang sa labas kasama yung barkada, miserable ka na. Something's wrong there, you know?
Exactly. Some people are
Something.
like that. They can't let their partners go somewhere with other people. That's just pathetic.
I know. I know. I
I
know
mean,
people are
not
like
because
that.
you're married, not because you're together, it doesn't mean you own them, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
mean that I'm
I
married and
agree.
can't enjoy basketball anymore. I
I
love
agree. I
basketball,
agree.
right?
I agree. I
So
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
nothing to do with the relationship.
Just just because I'm watching TikTok girls doesn't mean I'm gonna marry them, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, my wife has to wipe my laway, from time to time. Baby, yung laway mo. Oh, sorry, sorry.
All
but
right,
but the
Joe
bottom
Boy,
line is,
thanks. Yeah, good story. Thanks.
yeah,
Well, that was
thanks.
just like that was just like what
Yeah,
happened.
it's
It is what it is.
yeah, it
On point.
really
Yeah,
it is
Patrick.
what it
Right?
is.
Like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if people are listening, just remember, if you're with someone, it doesn't mean that you own them. They still
yeah.
have their own mind. They still like things that you don't like, and that's okay, right? I mean, it's like
I think
this.
it's
There are things that you can just like take. Like you're in a relationship. There are things that he does or she does that I
yeah,
mean, yeah, you just either have to take it or walk out of the relationship. I mean, if it's like, all right, I can
yeah,
bear it, then it's okay. I mean, that's just how a
yeah,
relationship works. You can't
yeah.
control each other. If you're controlling each
No,
other,
you
then
cannot.
that's not a
No,
healthy relationship. So
no,
that's terrible.
no.
That's stupid.
If it bothers you, you can tell the partner. Like if it bothers you, like for
Yes.
example, I mean, your snoring is like my wife snores like crazy, and yeah, of course it bothers me because it wakes me up in the middle of the night. But it's fine. I can live with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what AirPods are for. Listen to freaking Enya or something while you're sleeping. But the way I see it is like the way I see it is like if you're if you're in a relationship, um it's really a risk. I'm just lucky that the risk paid off for me, and I think it's not because we're 100% compatible. I think we just became more, we let go of the smaller things. Like we don't nitpick on the little details, because I'm sure back when I was a boyfriend to one of my exes, and she was a girlfriend to her ex, they were probably like nitpicking every little thing. And now we're like veterans in the game. So when we got together, it's like, di na yan, wag natin pag-awayan yan, it's not worth it. Wag na yan, wag na patulan yan. May little argument going on. And maybe if we were still a young couple, that would last a week. We'd be like, it's pointless. We got to function tomorrow for the kids. Let's not fight about that. We're both on the same wavelength. It's like we can swallow our pride. We can let things go. We can let things pass. We're not like gonna have a cow over every little thing, because we're already exhausted from our responsibility as parents. We're already exhausted responsibility as like, the keepers of the house, that we don't have time to even like argue anymore over a little thing. It's like, and we don't like we don't apologize to each other. We just like, there will be a time when we argue, and she would like, the thing that irks me the most when she says it is, it's like when she says, para kang babae, patak ka ng patak. Like women always tell it, because I'm a talkative guy. I'm expressive. So and she'd be like, para kang babae. And whenever she says that, like, oh, it gets on my
Okay,
nerves.
hang on.
Because I'm
Did she
like,
say it like that, or she would say it like this? What about chicks mama?
something like that, to that effect. Yeah, she'd say something like that.
I
And I'm
hope
like,
she says
you know,
that
wait,
in Bisaya.
you,
Bags, if you're listening, the next time you say it in Bisaya. What about chicks
yeah, she
mama?
does. I think she does. Yeah, I think she does. She does. She'll mumble. And she'll fight me. Like, she doesn't care if I'm 10 years older. She does not care. She will. And I'm like, okay, all right. So this
That's
has
so
got to
funny.
end. But it gets to me, because it's not because she says that I talk like a woman or like I talk to her. It's like, you're literally telling me that that's a flaw. So you're literally telling me that it's a flaw to be like a woman. You're discriminating your own kind, right? Ain't right? When she says that, when,
Yeah.
when a woman says, "Pataka pa, parang babae," I'm like, okay, you're discriminating your own kind. So there's something wrong with being like a woman now. So what? Like, I'm a guy, I should be quiet. But that kind of irks me, because it's like, you're discriminating your own kind. At least
You're
like say
hiding
something
behind
else.
you're hiding behind the defense of women, Rod. Don't think I don't see this. I see it, man.
Now it gets to my nerves, okay? But I mean, like when she says it, but you know what? But you know
Well,
what?
it
Back in
will
the
get into
day,
my nerves too if my wife would say that.
but back in the day, I papatulang ko yun. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like, hey, I have all the time in the world. Let's do it. And if it gets worse, I can always call my friend bye, shating tabay. Like I always have that. I'm like, I'm fine. But now it's like, no, I want the comfort of my home. I want to lie down in bed without my wife making tabog in the bed. I don't want to have to like, make my own breakfast or whatever. It's like so we don't even like apologize to each other. We just like we don't talk for like 3 minutes to each other, and then we start talking again. Like, babe, I don't know that she's fine now. Like and once I break the ice, she's fine now. She's not the type who's like, I'm not talking to you. No, it's like nobody wins in an argument in marriage. Nobody wins in an argument. Even if you win, you lose. Trust me. All right. So there's nothing to prove there. You're not accomplishing anything. So I think that's the trick. That's why we don't really fight. We just have arguments, and then we irritate and annoy each other, but hindi na namin pinapatulan. We don't take it to the next level. And I'm glad. Richard, let's read that.
All right. Sometimes enough is enough. Doesn't happen when the relationship has become toxic or violent. In my case, I called it quits after my relationship became stagnant. I was no longer inspired and happy. I realized it was unfair for her to wait when in my head could no longer imagine marrying her.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
That's fair of you, Richard.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was that actually was a noble thing to do.
It is. It takes a man to acknowledge that. It takes a man to realize that.
All right. So Patrick is saying, aayain mo lang kumain, solved na. Ha. Right. Yes.
Are you the type where like you repair the wounds by lambing? Because I always get that advice from friends. Like,
no, my wife would do that.
But
I mean, no, not
same here, man. Like, how do you do it? It's like, daanin mo lang sa lambing yan. I'm like, I'm a touchy-feely guy, but I'm not the type who's like, I can bullshit my lambing. I can't fake lambing.
No,
I'm like,
I can't do that.
Okay. I can't fake that shit. Like, I'm like, I'm touchy-feely.
No.
I'm naturally touchy and
I'm pissed.
It. You are.
I'm pissed a lot of the time. Like, I'm that way. I'm like, all right. I can go on not talking for days.
You're an Aries, man. So you're an Aries. I have a lot of friends who are Aries.
She's the one who would be like, make lambing. And sometimes I'm like the stubborn type or the stubborn, person who would like, she's like, yeah, right? Murag chicks.
Murag chicks.
Babae. Pakirot kayo.
Yeah, if Ice Pop can see you now, dude,
right?
Can you just imagine what he would say?
Sometimes I know it, and I'm like, crap, but I can't help it. You know what I'm saying?
You can't help it. We have our quirks. We have our glitches. We're human.
So I try my best. I try my best to be like when she tries to be nice to me, and like she's she's malambing and she's making suyo. It's like I try to like, all right, I'll give in, but sometimes I just can't. I just like, no, I have to drag it out.
I have an ex who's like that. Like literally, like you're like you. Like if you were a woman, she'd be you. Like she wouldn't talk to me. Like literally, like even if it's her fault, if we have an argument or whatever, she wouldn't talk to me. Like she'll dead me, and like I have to kind of woo her back, like win her back, bring her food, like visit her at her office or whatever. And, like sort of make kilig, like everybody would. She wants everybody to see me kind of like bow down to her. And that makes her kind of like, okay, we're fine. We'll have lunch now. But with my wifey, it's like, even if I did that, like she wouldn't buy that crap. Like, come on, she has 4 younger brothers. 3 younger brothers. They're all barako. So she knows the BS.
I know his line.
She's not
his line would be, Ilara ko tits.
Right. Yeah, exactly. She's not buying it. Like if I like, babe, like whatever. I mean, remember when I told you I wanted to bring home the pizza, but I fell in the canal? And like when I lie down in bed and I took a shower and I lie down and I said, babe, nahulog ba ako sa kanal? You know what she said? Gaba. I mean, she's literally like, she's not gonna like, oh, nahulog ka sa kanal, oh, alcohol kan kita. No, man, she's not. She's like, she'll take care of me. She takes care of me. She's a very affectionate woman, but she's not falling for that BS like Casanova, Mr. Suave.
Nahulog ba ako sa kanal? Di ka na lang nalunod. Leche!
Bumangon ka pa! Hindi ka na umahon.
Nangangamoy ka eh.
Pakasalan mo yung kanal.
Doon ka sa banyo.
I mean, she was probably thinking that. But it's the way I see it. It's like, sometimes we need our ass kicked from time to time. Sometimes we need a dose of reality too. Like, but that's what I like about her. She's not high maintenance in that way. Well, like, she doesn't have these requirements that, dapat Dapat ginaganito mo ako. Dapat pina-fancy dinner mo ako. Dapat binibigyan mo ako ng flowers every day. Dapat ginaganyan-ganyan mo ako. I'm like, dude, if you have to do that in your relationship, that means you are not enough for her. You're not enough.
True.
You're not
True.
funny enough. Your presence is not enough. You have to present her something. You have to bribe her for her to kind of even like have you in her life. I mean, that's the way I see it. If you have to constantly like bring home chocolates, you constantly have to sweet talk her, write her poems and all that crap, dude, man, you're not enough for her. She's in love with that person that gives her all that stuff. You could be a blank face and you do all that romantic crap and she'd still love it, And that's the kind of like, for me, it's like, I know my wife loves me at my worst. Or at least if she doesn't love me, she accepts me at my worst. Because I can't get any worse than this. This is the worst Rod, ever. The guy who like, sometimes forgets to give flowers on Valentine's. But that's the worst. I'm not going to break her heart. I'm not going to like.
She want flowers on Valentine's Day?
No, I mean, women get pressure, but she's never asked me for flowers. I gave her flowers. She just like puts it aside. She doesn't like brag about it on Facebook. That's not a requirement for her. And I think that's the way I see it.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Like when I was younger, I thought that, like flowers and whatnot. I mean, you're single, you're just, you're just boyfriend, girlfriend. You don't have other responsibilities and whatnot. I mean, yeah, of course, at least flowers or cards, like a nice dinner.
I did that too. I did that.
But now when you have like kids and whatnot, you have mortgages and whatever. I need flowers, really? You don't appreciate the fact that I pay for the house, that I pay for the freaking electricity, and the freaking water, and the food.
I gave you my freaking life. You have me for life. I mean, what the heck, man? What else do I got to do to prove anything? The girls I gave flowers to, the girls I gave all this material crap to, where are they now? Right. Did that change anything? Did that guarantee a lasting relationship? No. Crazy, they're all my exes. They're all in my past. The guy who saw the Casanova romantic Rod, where are they now?
I know, right?
She's the one
all
with
these
me.
things.
Now
I have a job. Like, take care of my kid. Then she would say like, but I still want to like, pangitaguyag dito, buisit.
Exactly.
Sa mukha ni mo ipagitag boyfriend dito, be. Somebody would give you flowers and take you somewhere. I'm too busy right now.
I know that's exhausting, man. For me, that's exhausting. It's like, what are you saying? Like, I'm not enough.
That's what I would do. Right? That's what I would do.
I'm not enough.
And I would be like, I would even be serious about it. Like, come on, I'm taking care of my kid and playing. You know what? Just go out with someone. Like, that's fine. You come home safe. I'm okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna murder you. It's okay.
I'm not gonna be tall, dark, and handsome, and be this like billionaire Casanova for you. What the heck, man? I'm not. That's not me. I mean, like, I'm just saying. It's like that's the way. And I don't like have expectations like that for my wife too. Like, if she tells me, "Babe, taba na ako," she's always weighing herself. She's always like, "I don't care if you're square shaped. All right." I it's part of the deal. I signed up for it. Let's get fit together. I mean, I only want you to be sexy because it's healthy. Like, I don't want you to die while you're young. That's basically it. But it's got nothing to do with me like not wanting you around anymore. Like, I mean, hey, what if you get sick? What if you bloat because of childbirth or whatever? Wow, I'm supposed to walk out of your life now just because of that? I mean, as long as your thing's still working, that's all that matters to me, right? I mean,
all right.
But I mean, I think it's you can't. That's why I feel bad for couples who always feel like they have to do something to impress their significant other. It's basically telling you you're not enough. I mean,
that's terrible. It's a terrible relationship.
You have to court your wife every day. I'm like, baloney, court my wife every day. What are you talking about? Are you as hot as you are every day? You look the same when you were in college? What are you talking about? Court you every day,
I can court 21-year-old girls. What are you talking about courting you now?
Dude, we just lost like 90% of our female audience. if we even have a female audience. But at least
it's probably a Saturday, we don't know what's going on tonight.
All I'm saying is if women are watching and women watch this, it's like, you're getting an inside scoop on how men really think. We're not those fake guys that try to inspirational talk.
And we're the ones telling you.
Ang mga lalaki dapat blah blah blah. That's BS. We're telling you the truth here.
Yeah, we are giving it to you as it is, and we're even the ones telling you that if that guy's an asshole, leave the guy. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
know.
fine if he's an asshole and really can't take it anymore. Just leave him. I mean, he's not
Yeah.
worth it. That's for that's for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, I'm not like, I'm not like coming up with an excuse here because I'm a cheapskate and I don't give flowers and all that crap. The bottom line here is I did that. And it didn't guarantee me anything. Like, I did that. You can ask my ex-girlfriends. I did that. I bought them flowers, chocolates, jewelry, all that crap. I've always been this guy who always gifted material things to the women in my past. That's how I impressed them. Iceman would probably know that. Like, I'm always this guy who would like spend for their libre de wool barcada. I was that guy. But I realized later on, it doesn't really guarantee anything. It doesn't guarantee anything because at the end of the day, you're going to be stuck with each other. And if you can't stand each other, then no amount of flowers, no amount of gold or jewelry, no amount of fancy dinners, no amount of any bull crap that we call romantic is going to change that. At the end of the day, you're going to be stuck with each other. So you better damn be impressed with one another and not rely on other stuff to make your relationships whatever, right?
Right.
And I think that's the secret to our relationship. I can afford to buy her something, if I wanted to. But for what? Who am I proving anything to? I'm proving to the world that I can afford to buy my wife something expensive, or am I proving it to her? I mean,
Right.
who am I proving it to? You right? What am I proving? That I can afford something? That I can buy something expensive? What am I proving? I mean, I think at the end of the day, she wants me to prove that I can be with her. I think that's what matters. And no amount of jewelry is going to guarantee that. I'm pretty sure Chavit and all these Willie Rebillame and all these rich guys have gifted cars and whatnot to their women. And where are those women now? Well,
Driving the cars, wearing the jewelries.
you go and ruin my. Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah,
People,
very happy, and thankful.
very happy and living the life.
I hate it when
Well,
Ike does that. He always does that. I always like come up with this like from the heart kind of talk, and he ruins it with his like one-liner response. I'm like, "Piloso po." Apat nagloka.
Okay, people are gonna have an episode Monday and Thursday. Thursday we're gonna have a guest. We talked about him last Saturday, Minko Domingo. I'm gonna put his profile on our page, and I'm gonna tell you all about him. He's gonna talk about finance and like how to handle your finances and whatnot. In this era. So that will be on Thursday. Monday, what do we talk about?
Monday, we're gonna have something crazy. It's gonna be something silly.
Silly and light.
I have like I guess frustration or something. Like what
Frustration,
frustrates
or like
you?
you brought up puberty. So you want to do puberty on
Puberty,
Monday?
yeah, we can talk puberty. We can talk about puberty. I'll ask CJ if he can join in. Like just for we'll give him like 10 minutes or something, to join in.
But not unless there's something viral again that comes up, because we were supposed to
yes.
talk about puberty.
But Monday's
last Thursday,
always
but
kind of like Monday's always our
chill.
like not so deep episodes.
So
just
if nothing viral comes, we'll stick with puberty. We're gonna do that on Monday. Then we'll have Minko on Thursday. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us. It has been really nice. We talked about enough is enough, and from the looks of it, we haven't really. Yeah, we haven't really got into like we haven't solved anything. Nothing's resolved, and it's still as confusing as hell. So, right, just enjoy your weekend.
What do you expect, man? Start paying us. We'll give you results.
All right. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. Have fun with your families. And we'll see you again on Monday. And this has been Iceman.
Rod Rodriguez.
And that's it for the OK Show. Good night. We are out. Bye.